Whoa, whoa, whoa. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of North of the Lake Weekly Sports Talk Live with your boy Money Mun. This is episode 16, man. Episode 16, which means we've been going hard for 4 months strong, man. I appreciate y'all continued support, man. Happy New Year to y'all, bro. I wish y'all all the best of success in the year 2024, man. We in 2024, y'all. We in 2024, man. It like I just graduated high school like back in 2011, and we in 2024, man. So I appreciate y'all, man. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to y'all, man. I wish y'all all the best of success in this year, man. But like I said, we're on episode 16, which means we've been doing this thing for over 4 months now, man. I appreciate y'all continued support, man. Look, bro, we got a lot to talk about this week, man. We got a lot to talk about. Before we do that, man, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe on YouTube, man. NOTL Mon on YouTube. Hit that notification bell. Every time I go live, y'all can get, you could be the first in the chat, to us. And make sure y'all send me some comments today, man. Look, I want this to be a fan episode. So whatever I talk about, I want y'all to chime in, and I'm gonna try to answer the comments as quickly as I can, man. Right now, we are streaming on Facebook, we're streaming on YouTube, we're streaming on X, formerly known as Twitter, and we also on Instagram. I'm not so sure if I got my Instagram people. Instagram is giving me some problems, so let me click over and see y'all. Y'all might see an interruption in the video. Let me try to get my Instagram people in there. I think my Instagram people is in the video right now. So welcome in everybody from Instagram, man. This is North of the Lake Weekly Sports Talk with your boy Money Mun. The YouTube is at the bottom, NOTL Mun on YouTube. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Look, bro, how was y'all week? Let me know right now. I'm in Arkansas right now, man. Like I said, most of y'all know I'm a truck driver. Shout out to all my truck drivers out there. I'm coming live from Arkansas right now. Next week, I do plan on being back in studio, better quality. We're gonna put some of the highlights back up for y'all when we get back into the studio, man. But like I said, everything's at the bottom. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, X, now on Instagram, man. Did y'all check out that college football playoff game? Michigan beat Alabama 27-20. That was a surprise to me. Washington is hanging in there 37-31 over Texas. Washington was my pick to win the college football championship, and I said that on my platform. So we got Michigan versus I got Texas at the bottom down. I had to change that. So we Michigan versus Washington in the championship game. So make sure y'all give me your thoughts on that, man. Who y'all got in the championship game tomorrow? It's actually gonna be tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, man. I'm looking forward to that game because Washington has been my favorite throughout the season, man. Washington has been my favorite throughout the season, bro. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Welcome in everybody on Facebook. Facebook be jumping, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think on Facebook, man. Let me get to my Facebook and see if I got any questions. And y'all do forgive me if I don't get to y'all comments on Facebook. I truly do apologize. Sometimes my Facebook comments don't be coming in. Shout out to my boy Benny Carr, man. I see my boy Benny Carr is in the chat. Shout out to American Diesel and Benny Carr. Shout out to my boy Benny Carr. I got to get with my boy Benny. I'm tell you what, Ben. I'm gonna send you a link right now to this video, Benny. If you want to come on here and holler at your boy, man. I didn't get a chance to holler at you this week, man. But shout out to my mechanic. Shout out to my homeboy Benny Carr, man. I'm sending Benny the link to that video right now. If Benny want to come on in here, man. But shout out to everybody that's in the live right now, man. Like I said, we got a lot to talk about this week, man. LSU still doesn't have an offensive coordinator, but LSU did hire a defensive coordinator, Blake Baker. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. There's also reports that Dennis Allen will return to New Orleans next year and lead the Saints again for another season. I know a lot of Saints fans are upset about that. I am one of them. So, man, we're going to see what happens, y'all. I guess they said we're going to ride the wheels till it fall off, with Dennis Allen. A lot of Saints fans do disagree with that. I'm one of the people that disagree with that. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the chat, man. I want some feedback tonight. I want some feedback from the chat tonight. I want y'all to come in here and debate me and say, well, look, man, you don't know what you're talking about. I think different. I think Dennis Allen might need to stay. Well, let me know. Y'all come on. Man, matter of fact, I would invite you on screen to come debate me about any topic, man. But also, one of the questions, can Baker return LSU's defense to prominence? Like I said, LSU had a new defensive coordinator, Blake Baker. He was at LSU before. So we gonna see, man. But right now, LSU is heating up in the recruiting, in the recruiting cycle right now. In the class of 2024, we still have some good signees, some transfers, and also in the class of 2025 is number one in the country right now. Bryce Underwood, the number one prospect in the class of 2025 quarterback. He is out of Michigan, has committed to LSU, man. So we're gonna talk about that. Like I said, the number one quarterback in the class. Also, Harlem Berry out of Metairie is one of the best running backs that I have seen LSU recruit in a long time. He is also in that class of 2025. We're going to talk about him a little later. LSU adds that to the secondary as well. A couple signees from the transfer portal is helping bolster LSU's recruiting class going into the season, which is very important. We all know how bad uh, LSU struggled in the secondary this year. So, man, we need all the help we can get. They need every able-bodied cornerback and DB to go come down to Baton Rouge. They need every able-bodied cornerback. I don't care if you don't got no eligibility, whatever. We got to get you in there some type of way because LSU need that much help at DB, man. But one of the most breaking news of the day, man, Derrick Henry retires. Tennessee Titan running back Derrick Henry retires after it can't be no more than 10 seasons he's been in the NFL. Maybe not even that. It's kind of like the Barry Sanders walk away at the top of your prime, man. So we're gonna talk about that as well, man. The Buccaneers clinched the NFC South as well today. The Saints took care of business against the Falcons, but it wasn't enough to get the Saints in the playoffs. The Saints has been eliminated from playoff contention, but the Buccaneers did win the NFC South, so no wild card will be coming out of the NFC South, which was the worst division in football this year. The Saints did beat the Falcons 48-17. Derek Carr throws 4 touchdowns, man. We got to have a conversation about Derek Carr. We have to have a conversation about Derek Carr, man. We're going to have to see what's going on with Derek Carr. Arthur Smith had words for Dennis Allen after the late touchdown drive. It was a Tyrann Mathieu interception that got down like to the 1 yard line. I'm not so sure why Tyrann Mathieu didn't get into the in the end zone. It looked like he had enough speed to get into the end zone. I don't know if Tyrann Mathieu was trying to run out the clock or what, but Tyrann Mathieu got down to the 1 yard line at the end of the game. Jameis Winston calls Jamal Williams' number, what seems to be like a victory formation, and end up getting in there. And Arthur Smith has some words for Dennis Allen, man. So we're gonna talk about that a little later, in the show, man. But shout out to everybody that's in this live right now. Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. I do believe my Instagram people is in here. Shout out to everybody that's on Instagram. I'm not so sure if I can see y'all comments on Instagram, so please bear with me. If y'all do want to chime into this chat, just send me a DM on Instagram and I'll try to get right with you, man. But we're going to get into things, man. We're not going to waste a whole lot of time tonight. I'm not going to get on here and just start ranting. If the Saints did win, so I don't have a lot to rant about tonight. But you know what I'm saying? Man, I thank y'all for y'all continued support. We have been doing this for 4 months now, baby. Put your phones up. We've been doing this for 4 months now, man. Talking sports, talking football and everything. I'm gonna get into some basketball, but I need some basketball people to come in here and put me up on game. I'm not a big basketball guy, but we're gonna talk some Pelicans basketball as well. Zion Williamson, the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? So starting out with, I start off at the top of things, man. Ian Rappaport reported last week that Dennis Allen will return next season for the Saints, man. And I'm not so sure how to feel about that. I will say this, I give credit where credit is due. Dennis Allen has finished the season pretty strong for the Saints. It kind of came too late. But I would say the last 2 games, the Saints has showed some promise. If the Saints can play the way they have played the last 2 games for the entirety of the season, there's no telling what the Saints can do, man. I think the talent is there. A.T. Perry is coming alive. Wide receiver number 17 out of Wake Forest. I believe he came out of Wake Forest, man. A.T. Perry is coming alive. He looked like a young Marcus Colston, man. I don't know if I'm jumping the gun with that, but he looks like a young Marcus Colston, man. Shout out to A.T. Perry. But I am hearing reports that Dennis Allen will be back next season for the Saints. I do expect the Saints to probably fire Pete Carmichael and get a new OC up in there. And I think that's what we need right now. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Shout out to Boss Man. What's up, Marco? He said LSU and the Saints coach need to go. Marco, I think you need to pump the brakes a little bit right there, brother. I agree with you with Dennis Allen. The Saints coach probably need to get up out of here, but they have been playing better. The Saints have played better the last couple of games, Marco. I don't know about that one, but now Brian Kelly at LSU is safe in my eyes. Right now, he's killing it in the transfer portal. He's also killing it recruiting. So I was calling for Brian Kelly's job early in the LSU season myself. But I'm gonna pump the brakes on Brian Kelly. I'm gonna try not to be emotional. I was a little emotional after that Florida State loss at the beginning of the season. Brian Kelly is starting to grow on me a little bit. I must admit, Marco. So we can't fire everybody. You know what I'm saying? Now I do agree with what you saying, Dennis Allen. I think Dennis Allen, I think this is a mistake by the Saints. I think we needed a new direction. But let's give credit what credit is due. Dennis Allen still has that defense playing some elite football on a defensive side of the ball. So um, Dennis Allen is good for what Dennis Allen is good for. If Dennis Allen can get an elite NFL offensive coordinator to come to New Orleans, I think Dennis Allen could be, I mean, I think we might look at Dennis Allen a little different. If we can get a guy here that can call them plays like a Scott Shanahan. I know that's far fetched, but if we can get somebody like a Scott Shanahan type of play calling in New Orleans, because Derek Carr, man, I'm gonna get into that a little later. Derek Carr has been playing some football. He really has. The last couple of games today, he threw 4 touchdowns today, man. Shout out to my boy, boss man, Marco. No, it was on the quarterback the whole season, bro. He made something out of nothing. Who are you saying? Are you saying Jaden Daniels at LSU? Is that what you saying, boss man? What are you saying, bro? Like, oh, I might agree with you on that one. I think Jaden Daniels did carry LSU, but to be fair to Brian Kelly, that defense was horrible. I think we needed better coaching on the defensive side of the ball, because a lot of times, I know we're talking Dennis Allen, but I'm reading the comments. All my supporters. I'm gonna read y'all comments first. I might get a little off topic if y'all never seen the show, but I do read the fans' comments. So I am with you on that. Jaden Daniels did carry LSU this year. But to be fair to Brian Kelly, man, the defense, I feel like the defensive coordinator wasn't putting the players in position to make plays. I seen a lot of fundamental things that was wrong in the secondary. Like all year, I seen receivers cross LSU DB's face. And if you ever played DB, the first thing your DB coach coaches you, do not let the receiver get the inside. Do not let him cross your face. I seen LSU do that all season. So I'm not going to put so much on Brian Kelly, but he did make the hire in Matt House, but LSU did um change defensive coordinators, and we get ready to talk about that right now. LSU hires Blake Baker as the next defensive coordinator of the LSU Tigers, man. Let's get into that. Man. I don't know much about Blake Baker, but he did spend some time at LSU for a nice little stint of time. I think it was 2021. Let me get it pulled up here, man. But he did. But Blake Baker is a former LSU coach. He was on the staff, I think, with Ed Orgeron, if I'm not mistaken. I think when what was the defensive coordinator name? He won a championship at LSU. Bo Pelini. When Bo Pelini was the defensive coordinator at LSU, I do believe Blake Baker was under him at LSU, man. So welcome back, Blake Baker, man. And to be straight up honest with you, I don't know how much worse he can get than what we had, right? So LSU was ranked in the triple digits in defense, like number 100 in like almost every defensive category. So Blake Baker had Missouri over there playing. He's coming in from Missouri, back to Baton Rouge. So I don't know how much worse the guy can do than what Matt House did at LSU. So it remains to be seen what he's going to bring to LSU. But he did have Missouri in the top. I want to say the top 20 defenses in the country. I see right here. He spent some time coaching high school football in 2009. He went to Texas as a graduate assistant. He was the safety coach at Arkansas State. Also at Louisiana Tech, he was the safeties coach. Moved up, then he got promoted to defensive coordinator and linebacker, 2015 and 2018. So he does have defensive coordinator experience. Also, he was a defensive coordinator for 1 year at Miami, Florida. Defensive coordinator, inside linebackers coach. And at LSU, it was actually 2021. He was the linebackers coach at LSU. So he does have some experience at LSU. So we're gonna see how that works. And like I said, recently he was at Missouri for a season as a defensive coordinator. He did pretty good at Missouri. Had Missouri playing some pretty good football this year. Missouri finished in the top 15 in the country this year. They probably would have been in the playoffs had it been a 12-team playoff this year. So, man, shout out to Blake Baker, man. We gonna see what we gonna see what he got, man. Let me go back to the comments and see what y'all think about that. Yes, the defense wasn't right. Oh yeah, 21 linebackers was A1. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. LSU is used to having good DB play. good linebacker play. So that's what LSU missed the most this year. And, I think LSU got to get back to being DBU. Shout out to Boss Man that's in the chat right now. Shout out to everybody that's watching live right now. If you want to chime in, man, the best way to really chime in is on YouTube. To be honest with you, I'm not in studio, y'all, so the comments don't come up as well when I'm not in studio. So y'all please bear with me, man. But shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now, man. But LSU hires Blake Baker as a next defensive coordinator at LSU, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Uh, I'm kind of waiting and seeing. I want to see the proof on the field. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those guys. You gotta show me. You know what I'm saying? All the accolades and all that type of stuff. Bo Pelini had a lot of accolades coming into LSU as well. He had won the championship under Les Miles in '07, being a defensive coordinator at LSU. So, we're gonna wait and see on Blake Baker, but it can't get any worse. I mean, bro, I sat there and watched LSU football this year, and it was just disgusting. From the defensive side of things, man, it was just disgusting. We couldn't stop anybody. We couldn't stop anything. We couldn't stop the run. We couldn't stop the pass. Most definitely, we couldn't tackle. It was just a lot of fundamental things I seen with LSU's defense, and just the level of football that I played. I'm watching our DBs like we not taking anything away. It wasn't until the end of the season until I saw LSU start to play a lot of press coverage. You know what I'm saying? So, it was just weird, man. It was really weird how things played out on defense. And I thought Brian Kelly would make a change early in the season, especially after that Ole Miss game when Ole Miss just came and just did whatever they wanted to do with us. They violated us. You know what I'm saying? They deboed us. You know what I'm saying? So it can't get no worse for the LSU Tigers, man. And my next question is, can Baker's return? Can Baker return LSU's defense to prominence, man? Right now, that's a tough question. I'm not sure if he can get it to prominence, like let's say like next year. But I'm saying the way LSU is recruiting, it's possible. I think they could be a lot better. But they got to start with the secondary. LSU got to get back to what they used to be good at. What's their bread and butter, which is the secondary. They don't call LSU DBU for no reason. You know what I'm saying? They don't call LSU DB for no reason. We had the likes of Morris Claiborne, Patrick Peterson, Tyrann Mathieu, Eric Reed, Jamal Adams, Corey Webster, Tre'Davious White. I can go on and on. LSU has produced some great DBs over the years. So I think we got to get back to our bread and butter. Let's stop somebody. Let's not let nobody throw the ball on us, and let's not let nobody run the ball on us. I think if we do those two things, I mean that's pretty much the whole defense, right? But I mean, it's simple as that, though. Let's maintain the run and let's be DBU again. And I think LSU will be fine. I think the offense is in good hands. Garrett Nussmeier played pretty good in the. I'm not. Did we talk about that last week? I'm not so sure we talked about the LSU game yet. But we got to get into that as well. But Garrett Nussmeier looked impressive in the bowl win against Wisconsin, man. So I think it's only a matter of time, man. Shout out to Boss Man in the chat, man. Yes, Lord, talk that. Talk that. Yeah. I ain't gonna say it live, but I'm gonna talk that talk on here, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, man, shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. Y'all leave me a comment. Let me know. Am I tripping or what? Can Blake Baker return LSU's defense to prominence, man? We gonna see. I'm not gonna say what he can do, what he can't do, but it can't be no worse than what it was last year. It can't be no worse than what it was last year, man. So shout out to Blake Baker, man. Look, one thing about Baton Rouge, one thing about LSU, one thing about Louisiana people. When we behind you, we behind you. When we against you, we against you. So you really got 1 year to prove it to us, bro. You got to at least stop somebody. You got to stop. LSU's defense didn't stop anybody this year, okay? Nobody. They didn't stop nobody this year, man. It was just crazy. It's just like walk right down the field. You want it? You want the slant? You got it. You want the out route? You got it. You want the post in the middle of the field? You got it. I mean, it was just like open season on LSU defense this year, and the DBs. Open season. You know what I'm saying? We didn't stop nobody the whole season. So, I mean, the brother can't do no more worse than what he can't do any worse than what Matt House did. That's all I'm saying. So, let me know what y'all think in the chat, man. What's do y'all know more about Blake Baker than I know? Let me know in the chat, man. So but one of the things I did want to talk about is LSU is heating up in recruiting, man. Right now, I'm looking at the 2024 class for the LSU Tigers, man. It's ranked number 10th overall right now on what is this? This is 24/7 Sports. Right now, LSU has the number 10 ranked class in the country right now. And it's looking pretty good, man. What's really impressing me is right now LSU is filling their needs right now. Uh, Bringing in a lot of Louisiana guys right now. I think that's very important. Y'all know how I feel about the state of Louisiana. I'm on record saying we got some of the best talent in the country, maybe even in the world. So he's recruiting Louisiana pretty good. I mean, if you go down this recruiting list, you see Louisiana, New Orleans. Um, you see all the schools that that we familiar with in Louisiana. You see Marrero. See John Ehret. You see Evangel on here. I mean, that's some good names in Louisiana football. So Brian Kelly is doing the right thing, recruiting Louisiana, and and that's one of the things that I think he's done well at LSU, right along with the transfers. There's some transfers that's right now for LSU that's really impressing me. And that's what I want to talk about next, man. LSU adds secondary depth in the transfer portal, man. On what was that? I think either yesterday or the day before yesterday. Jair Brown out of Ohio State transferred to LSU. He's a former four-star cornerback. I've heard he has some Louisiana ties, man. So he's a guy that played at Ohio State, got some playing time at Ohio State. Also, Austin Osbury is a former Louisiana product. He's transferring from Auburn. He's a safety. AJ Swan as well from Georgia, quarterback. Well, he started at Georgia. He went to Vanderbilt, and now he's at LSU. Also, I mentioned last week, Xavion Thomas is transferring from Mississippi State. Right, he's a receiver, and also Jordan Gilbert is transferring from A&M. Another two Louisiana guys that's coming back home for LSU. But LSU, the most important thing I think they are adding depth at the defensive back position, man, safety and at corner. That's going to be very important for the new defensive coordinator, Blake Baker, that's coming in, man. That's going to be very, very, very important that LSU gets back to their DBU ways. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing I think that is most important for LSU going forward. We got to get back to being DBU. Get back to what got us to where we are. Get back to what won LSU 3 championships in 20 years. You know what I'm saying? And that's playing great defense, and that's having some offense that can get it done. Now, Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels are outliers, but LSU wasn't an offensive powerhouse until those guys got here. Starting off with Joe Burrow and then Jaden Daniels winning the Heisman this year, man. So LSU needs to get back to what they are good at doing, and that's playing defense, and that's running the football. And that's one of the things I wanted to see too. I want to see LSU get back to running the football, not Les Miles' way of running the football. I don't want to go back to the 19th century. We be tossing the ball to the running back and it's all out, just pick a man and block him. You know what I'm talking about? We can't go back to that. Football is changing now. So we can't go back to the Les Miles style of football, but we got to get back to running the football, bro. And that's one of the things I wanted to address. Next time I'll go ahead and touch on this, man. Harlem Berry. Harlem Berry over this week committed to the class of 2025 for LSU. It's not the recruiting class that's coming in the spring or in the summer, but the following year. So Harlem Berry is a 2025 recruiting prospect that just committed to LSU, and he's out of Metairie. I want to get his school right. That's what I'm out of St. Martin's Episcopal. I can never pronounce that word, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I think it's a Catholic school or something like that. St. Martin Episcopal, if I'm saying that right. But he's out of Metairie, man. And every time LSU signs a guy, I always go and kind of like see what we getting. I'm just an LSU freak like that, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm just an LSU diehard. Harlem Berry is one of the best running backs I've seen in a long time. Come to LSU, I think he kind of reminds me of Darius Geis a little bit, with a little bit of Reggie Bush up in there. Very fast. I think he's the state champion in the 100-meter in the state of Louisiana. Man, watch out for Harlem Berry coming to LSU in 2025. Right now, he is signed to LSU, man. So let's watch out for that. Let's see how he turns out. I want to say this because I want to go cut this video later, and I'm gonna tell y'all I told y'all so. I think he's gonna be the next great thing at LSU. I truly do believe that he's gonna be the next great thing, and we're getting next great running back at LSU. And his partner, I guess they got together and did this because they was days apart. Well, no, actually, wait, yeah. So Harlem Berry and Bryce Underwood, who was the #1 quarterback in the recruiting class of 2025. So LSU is killing it in the recruiting right now, especially in 2025, they have the number one recruiting class, number two at Go 24/7 Sports. Um, but Bryce Underwood is considered the best quarterback in the country of the class of 2025. He's from Belleville, Michigan, which is a surprise. Not a lot of those guys from the Midwest come down south and play, so he had to be an LSU fan. Let's see if LSU can keep him signed. But Harlem Berry and Bryce Underwood is the future for LSU. Both of them can ball. Bryce Underwood kind of reminds me a little bit of Caleb Williams, who was just at USC, almost the same as that size. You know what I'm saying? Kind of the same game, kind of create to throw the ball. So we gonna see, man. LSU is heating up on that recruiting trail right now, and I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure that people is paying attention right now to what LSU is doing on recruiting trail. But shout out to LSU and Brian Kelly, man. You gotta give credit where credit is due. You know what I'm saying? But it's heating up for LSU right now. Let's see. I got my comments are finally coming in, man. I just want to shout out my boy. Shout out to Marco, man. That's in the comments right now, boss man. Like Coach Prime said, we coming. They got too much talent, man. LSU really does have a lot of talent right now, man. It's just about putting it together at this point for Brian Kelly and LSU. Brian Kelly isn't going to have too many more excuses going forward. You got a new defensive coordinator. We're going to see who they're going to hire at offensive coordinator for LSU, man. So we're going to see, bro. This is make or break. This season coming up, this is going to be Brian Kelly's third year at LSU. So this is going to be his make it or break it year for Brian Kelly, man. He got to get it together. You know what I'm saying? Brian Kelly got to get it together, man. Shout out to my boy Boss Man. He said facts, man. Yeah, so this gonna be the make it or break it year, Boss Man, bro. And it's gonna come down to executing. It's gonna come down to execution for LSU and Brian Kelly going forward, bro, because the talent is there. I think he's gonna have the best coaching staff in America, probably one of the highest paid coaching staffs in America. And I think they also are trying to bring back Corey Raymond, former DB coach at LSU, who coached some of the most legendary DBs at LSU, from Trey White to Jamal Adams, to all these guys that have been great DBs at LSU as a product of Corey Raymond. I have heard in some of the LSU spaces that Corey Raymond could be coming back to LSU, former DB coach at DBU. So we're going to see how that works, man. Shout out to my boy Boss Man. But LSU signed Bryce Underwood, the number one quarterback in the class of 2025. So we're going to see if we – but I just need to see, can we keep him signed? Because, like these days, all they do is offer these guys some money and boom, they gone. I don't blame them. Like, what you going to do? Sit there and take a pay cut when you get more money? I mean, that's business. I mean, I'm in the business world, so I understand it. I'm not going to hold it against. I'm not gonna hold it against them, man. But let's switch to the NFL, man. I just have to throw this out there, man. Bryce Young threw for 94 yards in the loss in the Buccaneers today. I had to highlight that because I'm really rooting for Bryce Young, and I've been kind of picking on him this year. I'm a fan of the black quarterback. I want to see the black quarterback win. I think the black quarterback is it's underappreciated. But man, the reason why I say this is because the Saints needed the Carolina Panthers to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in order for the Saints to have a chance to win a division, and possibly, well, it wasn't possible because whoever wins each division gets an automatic seed in the playoffs. So the Saints needed the Carolina Panthers to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers today in order for us to win the division, and that didn't happen. I didn't expect it to happen. I told y'all last week I didn't think it was going to happen. So, it didn't happen. But Bryce Young, oh my God, man. I feel sorry for Bryce Young because I felt like when he was drafted number one, it was unfair to him. I feel like they did a disservice to Bryce Young drafting him that high in the draft. I truly do feel like they did a disservice to him drafting him that high in the draft, man, because it put a lot of pressure on him. The Panthers wasn't a great organization. And real quickly, man, I just want to go through a graphic. I remember when they had like arguments, like who was I remember they had arguments before the draft, who was better, Bryce Young or CJ Stroud, and I didn't understand the argument. I thought CJ Stroud was a lot better. Shout out to my boy Boss Man. Bryce in the wrong place, man. I think so, Marco, bro, but I just don't think he got it. I don't think he got it in him, bro. I just call it the way I see it. He don't look confident. It's just certain things that CJ Stroud got that he don't got. And I'm about to put up a graphic on the screen right now. Y'all can see the differences between Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. You know, and I don't know, man. I don't know, man. It's just not looking good for Bryce Young. You can see the numbers, right? You can see the numbers. So just look at the numbers on the screen right now. Bryce Young has completed 59% of his passes. CJ Stroud 69% of his passes, almost at 64. 3,000 yards to CJ Stroud's 4,200. 11 touchdowns. This is where the biggest outlier comes in. At 11 touchdowns to 10 interceptions to CJ Stroud's 26 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. 73% passing rate to CJ Stroud's 100. And look at the record. You know, the Texans got into the playoffs today, which is impressive, man. But I just wanted to tackle this right quick because I mean, I thought it was so obvious that CJ Stroud was a lot better than Bryce Young coming out of the draft, and Bryce Young let the Saints down today. The Carolina Panthers let the Saints down today. All we needed them to do was win, and they could not win for us. They could not pull it off. And Bryce Young, man, I just don't know. I just don't know about Bryce Young, man. I hear you, boss man. Look, I hear you, bro. He could be in the wrong place. Is it the best place for him? I don't think so. You know, Carolina Panthers is not a great organization. They have had some success. You know, they have been to a Super Bowl. People forget that. But the Carolina Panthers have actually they've been to two Super Bowls. They've been to one with Cam Newton, and they've been one with I think was it Jake Delhomme was their quarterback when they played the Patriots that time. I think it was Jake Delhomme that they had in that Super Bowl. But shout out to Boss Man. He said, let's see what Boss Man. Let's get your comment back up there, brother. He said, I feel like the Panthers don't have no line. Yeah, they don't have no line, man, but the quarterback got to get rid of the ball too. That's why I don't trust a lot of these guys that come out of college who kind of run first, kind of like always have to create to make a play. Like I feel that's the same problem with Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is the same way. Caleb Williams has to scramble in order to find certain, in order to find an open guy. In the NFL, it comes down to timing and getting the ball out your hands on time. I don't think CJ Stroud is that type of guy. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't think Bryce Young is that type of quarterback. Now, CJ Stroud is that type of guy. He can throw the ball on time. What's up, bro? Go Saint. Hey, what's up, Ross? What's going on, big dog, man? Hey, look, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate Ross Lewis, man. He been rocking with me from the beginning. Shout out to Ross Lewis. He said, what's up, bro? Go Saints. Hey, look, stay tuned. I'm about to get into them Saints. I talked about it. I talked about the Saints a little bit already. Dennis Allen, right now, they are saying Dennis Allen is coming back next year via Ian Rappaport of ESPN, man. They said Dennis Allen will be back next year. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat, bro. I mean, I know everybody in New Orleans, every Saints fan feels some type of way about that, but the Saints have looked better the last couple games to his defense. To Dennis Allen and Derek Carr's defense, the Saints have looked a lot better this year, man. So shout out to the Saints, man. Shout out to Dennis Allen. I mean, you got to call the ace a spade a spade. I've been very critical of Dennis Allen and Derek Carr this year, but they both do look better. The defense is still the elite. So I don't know, y'all. Maybe if we can't, maybe Dennis Allen can get it done if we get an offensive coordinator, man. I see you, boss, man. I'm gonna get to your comment later for sure. Happy New Year, hey, bro. Happy New Year to you, man. Blessings to you, man. I appreciate you, bro. I wish you the best of the success in the new year, bro. 2024. Let's turn up. Let's get to it, man. I appreciate the support, man. Look at the Panthers. Look at the Panthers running game too. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I have not watched the Panthers a lot outside of them playing the Saints. I caught a couple of the other games this year, but it's a lot of things. I'm not gonna put everything on Bryce Young. I just call it the way I see it, bro. I just don't see things really getting better for the Carolina Panthers. I just don't think Bryce Young is the answer, man. I believe in guys that can get the ball out on time, and Bryce Young does not do that. And he's a smaller guy. That's why I was kind of, hesitant in the beginning. Like, man, are they really picking Bryce Young for the number one pick? He's a smaller guy. He doesn't have the biggest arm. Like, I just didn't see a way that it was going to work with Bryce Young for the Carolina Panthers at the number one pick. I thought CJ Stroud was the obvious pick, number one pick. Let's just look at the stats, man. I mean, the stats pretty much speak for themselves. You know what I'm saying? The stats speak for themselves. These are the stats: Bryce Young versus CJ Stroud, the number one pick and the number two pick. I think it speaks for itself, man. I knew CJ Stroud was the real deal after that Georgia and Ohio State game. Was it? Yeah, I think it was Ohio State. I just knew that he was the real deal. I mean, he played the better game. He's the bigger guy, size, speed. I thought C.J. Stroud checked every box, and Bryce Young had some questions, and I think you see that right now in both of their games right now. I think C.J. Stroud is easily going to be Rookie of the Year, and I think C.J. Stroud. A lot of people that they have not gave him his credit. I think C.J. Stroud should have been in the MVP talk this year. I really did. I thought he was playing something. I thought he was one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL this year because I feel like the NFL was down this year when it came to quarterback production. So I think you gotta put some respect on C.J. Stroud's name, bro, because he had one of the best years this year at the quarterback position in the NFL. So I think C.J. Stroud should have been an MVP candidate right alongside Lamar Jackson. I talked about Lamar Jackson last week. I think Lamar Jackson probably will be the MVP, man. Some more breaking news, y'all. Breaking news, man. Derek Carr. I'm sorry. I got Derek Carr on my mind, y'all. He has been playing better, so I'm gonna give him some grace. But Derrick Henry retires, man. Shout out to Derrick Henry, man. Derrick Henry, coming into the league was one of the best running backs. Really one of the best running backs we ever seen. Had one of the nastiest stiff arms you ever seen. So many DBs have been a casualty of Derrick Henry. So many DBs has been embarrassed on national TV because of Derrick Henry's stiff arm. One of the coldest stiff arms we have ever seen in Derrick Henry, man. Let's give our flowers to Derrick Henry right now. Let's just talk Derrick Henry right now. Derrick Henry hangs it up, man. Derrick Henry hangs it up, man. Shout out to my boy, boss man, CJ Stroud is gonna be great. I agree with you. And yeah, man, Derrick Henry, bro. Derrick Henry right now, y'all, did retire, man. Let's give it up for Derrick Henry, man. One of the better running backs I've seen. He went to Alabama. Of course, I got to see him at Alabama. I saw a lot of people make business decisions in college when trying to tackle Derrick Henry as well as in the NFL, man. Like I said, Derrick Henry was a monster. Vicious stiff arm. I'm trying to pull the stats up here, bro. Let's look at what Derrick Henry has done over his career. So over his career, Derrick Henry has rushed for 9,500 yards, 90 touchdowns on the career of Derrick Henry, man. So that's a pretty good NFL career, man. I think that may be a Hall of Fame career, man. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Is Derrick Henry a Hall of Famer, man? I believe so, man. But it was a pleasure getting to watch Derrick Henry over his career, man. It truly was an honor, bro. I love football, man. I come from the era of the great running backs, the Marshall Faulks, the Curtis Martins, uh, the I don't know, it kind of escapes me now. The Priest Holmes, the Larry Johnsons, the Chris Henrys. I'm sorry, not Chris Henry, Chris Johnson, the Deuce McAllisters, the Ward Dunns. I come from the era of great running backs, man. So I think Derrick Henry was one of those great running backs that we got to see in our lifetime, man. I I'm not so sure he's going to retire though. I mean, I wonder if he's really done with football though. I wonder if Derrick Henry is really done with football, man. I think he just went out of Tennessee though. I think he got a lot left in his tank because let's see, he played what 9 years in the NFL. That's kind of like Barry Sanders. You know what I'm saying? Like just kind of hang it up and just try to find something else to do with your life. I mean, I can understand at the running back position, but I think Derrick Henry got a lot of football left in him. I don't know. I just don't buy that Derrick Henry is going to retire after 9 seasons. Because he's still producing. This year, Derrick Henry rushed for 1,100 yards and 12 touchdowns. That don't sound like a man that don't have nothing. That doesn't sound like a man that doesn't have nothing left in the tank. You know what I'm saying? I think Derrick Henry got a lot of football left to play, man. Shout out to Boss Man. Do you think he can come back because he's still fit to play, man? I think I just answered your question, bro. Like he had 1,100 yards this year, 4.2 yards a carry, 12 touchdowns. I mean, it sounds like he can play to me. I'll take him in New Orleans right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'll take him in New Orleans right now. You know what I'm saying? Like Alvin Kamara, I don't know. I think Alvin Kamara might get traded. I'm not so sure what they're gonna do with Alvin Kamara. Or I'll take Derrick Henry in New Orleans right now, man. I'm just saying, bro. I think he got a lot left in the tank. I didn't understand it. I thought he was just. I think, in my opinion, bro. This is my opinion. This is speculation. This is not fact. I don't have any sources on this, but I just think Derrick Henry just wants out of Tennessee. I was just in Nashville this weekend, y'all. I had a wild little time in Nashville, man, this weekend. But I was in Nashville this weekend, most of the weekend. So shout out to everybody that's in Nashville out there, man. And the year before that, Derrick Henry rushed for 1,500 yards and 13 touchdowns. I don't think he done, bro. Only one time in his career. Wait, no, actually, one, two. Well, he had. Let me hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He had 5,000-yard seasons, and in 2020 he rushed for 2,000 yards and 17 touchdowns. So the man had a great NFL career, 90 touchdowns on his career, 9,500 yards on his career. Shout out to Derrick Henry, man. Boss man, 1 year deal for Henry and Alvin going to the Bucks. I don't think the Saints going to let Alvin Kamara go to the Buccaneers. If they let Alvin Kamara go, bro, it's probably going to be to somebody outside the division. I can't see them letting him go to the Buccaneers. I can't see him. I can't see that. I hope I don't see that. You know what I'm saying? I hope the Saints don't do that. That'd be a horrible decision on the Saints' part. Horrible decision. I don't know why you even brought that up. That's gonna ruin my whole night. We just beat the Falcons today. You gonna talk about some Derrick Henry going? I'm sorry, Alvin Kamara going to the Falcons, man. I don't know. I would hate to see that. I would hate to see that. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I would take Alvin Kamara over Derrick Henry right now. No, you know what? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'll take Alvin Kamara over Derrick Henry. I'll take Derrick Henry. Because Derrick Henry can run that thing. Like Alvin Kamara is a finesse guy. Alvin Kamara is a catch the ball out the backfield type of guy. Derrick Henry is a punisher. He's an enforcer of his will. So I don't know. I think I'll take Derrick Henry. I think I'll take Derrick Henry. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think I'll take Derrick Henry over Alvin Kamara. But that'd be something to see, bro. That'd be something to see, man. But breaking news, man. Derrick Henry retires after 9 seasons in the NFL, 9,500 yards, 90 touchdowns on the career. Shout out to Derrick Henry, man. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure, man. In other news, the Buccaneers clinched the NFC South because of the Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young threw for 92 yards. I'm sorry, 94 yards. Bryce Young threw for 94 yards on the win over the Panthers. 9-0. Horrible game. Horrible game. I mean, the NFC South was so bad this year, bro. It just was. Baker Mayfield was the best quarterback in the NFC South this year. That should let you know everything you need to know about the NFC South. Baker Mayfield was the best quarterback in the NFC South this year. And last week, he might have threw for 120 yards against the Saints. So there you go. That's what the NFC South has been this year. Horrible division, man. Horrible division. And like I said, Bryce Young went out there and threw for 94 yards. Let me pull the stats up for y'all, just to give y'all an example of what happened in this game. The Falcons and the Buccaneers, the Falcons and the Panthers played some horrible football this year. Two horrible quarterbacks. I'm sorry, y'all. I got to call it the way it is. I'm a big supporter of the black quarterback, but I'm sorry, bro. Bryce Young, I don't know, man. I just don't know about Bryce Young. The score for this game, it's at the bottom of the screen, man. It's coming around right now. Buccaneers 9, Panthers 0. Buccaneers clinch NFC South. It's just a horrible game. I'm trying to pull the score. Oh, now here we go. Let me read the stats for y'all. If y'all think I'm lying, Bryce Young threw for 94 yards. Bryce Young was 11 of 18, 94 yards. No touchdowns. Baker Mayfield was 20 of 32, 137 yards. So in this game, there was only 220 yards of total passing yards in this game. The Buccaneers clinched the NFC South and is going to the playoffs. That's how bad the NFC South is. Let me go to the comments. Let's see what we got. Boss man. Man, look, I'm trying not to clown Bryce Young, but I like the brother. I wish the brother all the success. I wish he figured it out. I hope he figures it out. I truly do. I'm a big supporter of the black quarterback. I think the black quarterback is on the rise. Look at Patrick Mahomes. Look at C.J. Stroud. Look at Lamar Jackson. Look at even a guy like what's our guy over there in Seattle? I forget, West Virginia quarterback, old quarterback. Geno Smith. Even Geno Smith is balling right now. So shout out to the black quarterback, man. But I mean, he threw for 94 yards, bro. Let's see how much total offense was in this game. Let's look up how much total offense was in this game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Carolina. 2-15. Carolina won 2 games this year. They won 2 games this year, bro. Let's get some team stats here. Okay, here we go. Buccaneers, 228 yards of total offense. The Panthers, 199 yards of total offense. That's what the Panthers did today. That's the NFC South. Baker Mayfield was the best quarterback in the NFC South this year. I need y'all. That's how bad the NFC South was. Okay, horrible. I mean, Bryce Young might be the worst quarterback I've ever seen. And I'm trying to be generous. I'm trying not to put the man down like that. But Bryce Young has been one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen play in the NFL. Man, shout out to Commissioner Jarvis Bristol. Who that, baby? Who that, man? Look, bro. The Saints. Hey, stay tuned, bro. I'm getting ready to get into them Saints, man. I think the Saints done figured it out, bro. I think the Saints done figured it out. I'm about to get to that next. I think the Saints done figured it out, bro. And here he go with that BS. Here he go with the BS. First of all, I just talked about LSU's recruiting class, right? You know what I'm saying? And you must have been paying attention, Commissioner, because LSU got the number one recruiting class in the year 2025. We got the number one quarterback, number one running back, and number one receiver coming in 2025. So watch out for them LSU Tigers, man. Watch out for them LSU Tigers. You should have came here early. I broke the whole recruiting list down, man. Shout out to them LSU Tigers, man. Florida like they're in trouble. Y'all lost Corey Raymond. Corey Raymond is coming back to LSU. He was a DB coach at Florida last year. Y'all don't have a chance. I'm just letting you know, bro. Y'all do not have a chance, man. You can say boo all you want to, man. You can say boo all you want to. Number one recruiting class, baby. Number one recruiting class in the country, baby. LSU 2025. So you can hate all you want to. You can hate all you want to, man. But we coming. We coming, like Coach Prime said. Let me put Boss Man comment back up here. Let me put Boss Man coming, like Coach Prime say. We coming. They got so much talent. There was a comment earlier about them LSU Tigers and their recruiting class. You can boo all you want to. Talk about some Gators top running back just left. Oh, really? Oh, you talking about ETN? I think Travis Etienne. Yeah, I saw he went to Georgia. I saw he went to Georgia, man. So y'all in trouble. Billy Napier, I don't know how he ain't fired yet. I thought I was gonna see his name on ESPN soon. The Gators fired Billy Napier, but y'all ain't did it yet. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what y'all gonna do down there in Florida, man. I don't know what y'all gonna do, brother. I don't know what y'all gonna do, but the Buccaneers did clinch the NFC South. Like I said, Bryce Young looked like the worst quarterback in the NFL, and I don't want to put down on the brother like that. And Desmond Riddler is running a close second race to Bryce Young. Desmond Riddler and Bryce Young, man, they don't get me wrong. Desmond Riddler made some plays today, but Bryce Young, man, I don't know if he can do it, y'all. But the Saints rocked the Falcons 48-17. Let me check my comments. We're gonna get into that right in a minute. Like I said, he said, okay, I'm not gonna repeat what you said, but y'all see the comment on the screen. We got a Gator hater up in here. Go Tigers. Y'all already know what type of platform. This is north of the lake. Y'all can see the screen. You know what I mean? Let me show you where we at now. Now this man been in Louisiana his whole life. But let's see. We north of the lake. We north of the lake. You see that Louisiana boot, baby. You see that Louisiana boot. We is north of the lake, baby. You gotta get that Gator hate up out of here. Let's get that Gator hate up off the screen right now. Let's get that Gator hate up off the screen right now, man. The Saints route the Falcons 48-17, man. Listen to me, bro. I gotta get credit where credit is due. The Saints. Let's see. The last what? The Saints have won the last. Let me make sure before I start calling out random facts. That's not true. The Saints have won the last two games. Okay, the offense has looked a lot better. Derek Carr is getting better. I know I've been probably the most critical out of any platform on when it comes to Derek Carr. Me and Coach Maryland has been grilling Derek Carr all year, right? But I think it's for good cause. You know what I'm saying? Derek Carr, the last two games has looked outstanding. Last week against the Buccaneers, he threw for what? He threw for 2 touchdowns, 197 yards. Not really impressive, but I thought he played well against the Buccaneers last week. And this week was probably, no question, his best game of the season. This was Derek Carr's best game of the season this week, man. He threw for 4 touchdowns, 264 yards through the air. He spread the ball around. He was 22 or 28 as well, so the ball didn't touch the ground a lot. So shout out to Derek Carr, man. I mean, Derek Carr is getting better. I've been very critical of Derek Carr the whole season, really. You know what I'm saying? I called for Jameis Winston probably week 3 of this season. I said Jameis Winston was the better quarterback. I thought Jameis Winston should have got a look early on in the season, but to Derek Carr's defense, man, he did finish the season. with 25 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. When you look at it on paper, it's like, okay, well, not that bad, right? Not bad. 25 to 8, I'll take it all day, right? Yeah, but some of that was kind of like garbage time stats, kind of like we already lost the game, so pretty much we just trying to, at the end of the game, whenever a team has a lead, the other team's quarterback usually can pad their stats because now the defense is playing more lax. The defense is playing not to give up the big play, so they giving up everything underneath. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Derek Carr benefited a lot from those type of games, and a lot of those stats came from those type of games. But to Derek Carr's defense, he did throw for 3,800 yards on the season, which was 15th in the NFL. He threw 25 touchdowns, which was 14th in the NFL. So pretty average, and only 8 interceptions with a QBR of 56, which was 17th in the NFL. So Derek Carr is what Derek Carr is. He's kind of middle of the pack, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Boss Man again. I always had faith in Carr ever since the Raiders. I don't know where you got that faith from. Whoever you pray to, Boss Man, let me know, because I need more faith. I never had that much faith in Derek Carr, but I did think that he could get it done with a good defense. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know where you get that one from. Derek Carr has been kind of what he is, kind of average most of his career. He had that one Pro Bowl season, like I think in 2015 or 16, which he had a pretty good year that year. But outside of that, he's been like Jameis Winston at best. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. And I think James might be a little better than what Derek Carr is, if you ask me. So he, Boss Man said, he remind me of the Chargers quarterback. I just can't think of his name right now. You talking about Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is the quarterback for the Los Angeles Chargers. That is a long shot. That is a long shot. I would take Justin Herbert over Derek Carr without thinking about it. Matter of fact, I would trade the Saints' entire team for Justin Herbert right now. If we had Justin Herbert, we might be a Super Bowl team this year, to be honest with you. If we had Justin Herbert this year, because Justin Herbert can run that rock a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He can run that thing a little bit, man. So I don't know about that one, bro. I don't know that. I don't know. I don't think. I think on a bad day, on Justin Herbert's bad day, he's better than Derek Carr. I don't know about that one, bro. That's a man. I don't know. Come on, come on. Where we going? Where we going? We ain't going with Derek Carr over Justin Herbert. We can go wherever you want to go, but we ain't going with that. We ain't going with that. Yeah, Justin slept on. Yeah, he slept on. I don't even think he slept on, bro. He made the Pro Bowl a couple years. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I don't know about that one. I would take Justin Herbert over Derek Carr. We could trade. I'd trade everybody right now. Matter of fact, the Saints probably a Super Bowl winning team with Justin Herbert right now. That's all we need. That's all we need, dog. I don't know about that one. I don't know, man. You gotta sleep on that one. You gotta sleep and pray on that one. I don't know what you talk about, bro. I ain't taking that, but let's give some credit to Derek Carr, man. Derek Carr did throw for 4 touchdowns today. He threw for 4 TDs. Let me read the stats out to y'all once again, bro. Derek Carr, let's see. Derek Carr was what? I'm trying to get up for you. Here we go. Derek Carr was 22 or 28, 264 yards, and 4 touchdowns today, man. Derek Carr did handle his business. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. The Saints, the last 2 games, y'all, have looked better than they have all season. If the Saints continue to play like this, if they can take this momentum and ride into next year, who to say what they can do? You know what I'm saying? But we don't know what's gonna happen in the off season. We don't know who's leaving. We don't know what type of moves they're gonna make in the draft. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what the Saints gonna do going forward, man. Because Derek Carr has played better the last couple of games. If Derek Carr could play like this, the way he played today, every game, because he kind of looked Drew Brees-esque. I'm not gonna take it that far, okay? So please don't jump in my comments. Oh man, you tripping? You talk about Derek Carr looks like Drew Brees. I'm just saying, to this game alone, he looked Drew Brees-esque. You know what I'm saying? The offense flowed pretty good. He made some good throws. If he can play like this, if Derek Carr could be this Derek Carr he was against the Falcons today, we'll be all right. Let's go to the comments. And he just crying. You know what I'm saying? You know I'm right about Derek Carr now. We ain't going to go Justin Herbert. We ain't going to go Derek Carr over Justin Herbert now. We're not going to do no foolishness on this platform. You know what I'm saying? I would take Justin Herbert in a heartbeat. Matter of fact, I said I'd trade the whole Saints draft right now for Justin Herbert. I would do it in a heartbeat. What the Saints wouldn't do for CJ Stroud right now? the Saints might do some things for CJ Stroud right now. I talking about they got some people over there that might do some strange things for CJ Stroud or Justin Herbert right now in the Saints building right now. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't agree with that one, man. I don't know where you coming from with that one, man. But Derek Carr did throw 4 tubs today. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know, bro. And Rashid Shaheed is looking good, man. Rashid Shaheed is like a top receiver in the NFL. And also A.T. Perry. Did y'all see A.T. Perry today? A.T. Perry channeling his inner Marcus Colston. A.T. Perry looked like a Marcus Colston type of guy in his rookie year. I think A.T. Perry needs to get more playing time because he looks good. Whenever he makes a play, he looks good, man. He looks in control of his body. He looks like he knows the offense, where the quarterback's gonna put the ball at. He's made some great plays this year. I think he slept on a little bit. Let me see his stats for the year. Because A.T. Perry has made some clutch plays. He hasn't always been like a big producer, but he's made some plays this year. I like A.T. Perry out of Wake Forest, man. I really do. So he got 12 receptions on the year, 246 yards and 4 touchdowns, bro. I think A.T. Perry is the next star for the Saints. I truly believe that. And Kendre Miller as well. Kendre Miller out of TCU, 13 carries, 73 yards and a touchdown. I think Kendre Miller is picking up some speed right now. With he could possibly be Alvin Kamara's successor. In New Orleans, I think it's looking good. The Saints got the pieces. They got the pieces, man. So I don't know, man. We gonna see. We're gonna see about the Saints, and we're gonna see about Derek Carr going forward. But he did look good today, man. But the story of the night for the Saints and the Falcons game, man. Arthur Smith had words for Dennis Allen after the late touchdown. Man, I mentioned it earlier. I think Tyrann Mathieu caught like an interception that I thought should have been a pick six. I don't know if Tyrann Mathieu was trying to run the clock out, but it looked like he had a straight beam line to the end zone. But it looked like he kind of slowed down to stop himself from scoring to possibly close the game. I think that's what he did. I'm not sure, but it looked like Tyrann Mathieu had the end. It looked like he was playing around toward the end of that interception return. So the Saints get the ball like on the 1 yard line, and they had a chance to kneel the ball and kind of run the timeout. But Jameis Winston wanted to get Jamal Williams his first touchdown as a New Orleans Saint, which I thought he had already got. The Saints signed Jamal Williams in the offseason, and I thought he had already scored a touchdown at least by now. We in week 17, so it was a thing that a teammate did for his partner. You know how that go. If you ever play sports, you know what I'm saying? You want to try to get your partner who ain't played all year some playing time, even if that means you got to sit on the bench. You know what I'm saying? You know how that thing goes. Like a senior, maybe it's their senior year and they never got on the field, so coach might put them in there in the fourth quarter, just so they can say they played. I guess it was that type of thing. But Arthur Smith was not having it. He was a little hot with Dennis Allen after that game. I thought they was gonna throw hands. And I was waiting on it because I think sports need more fights. That's my opinion. I think sports need more fights. I feel like you don't really want it if you ain't willing to throw hands. That's my opinion. I want to see a football league where they let the players and coaches fight, and just like hockey. Hockey got like a penalty. Like I think it's like a penalty time. Like if the players fight, they gotta go sit. They gotta go to timeout for like 5 minutes or something like that. Don't quote me on that because I'm not a big hockey watcher, but I do watch it from time to time. I think the NFL needs to allow these players and coaches to fight. That's my opinion. Because it not only is going to make the game more entertaining, I think a lot of this smack talk will be eliminated because then you got to have it on your mind. You see what I'm saying? But Arthur Smith looked like he wanted to throw hands with Dennis Allen, man. I don't know. I think they need to let the players and coaches start fighting, man. I just think that's what I would love to see it. When I played football, I came looking for a fight. More than anything. I was ready for a fight more than I was ready for the game sometimes. That is how I rolled. You know what I'm saying? This is war. Football is war. So I don't understand why players can't fight a little bit. I'm not saying get into a bench clearing brawl and everybody be on the field and just get out of control. But if one player got a problem with another player, if one coach got a problem with another coach, let them duke it out. Let them duke it out. That's all I'm saying. Let's go to the comments. Facts, but I'm gonna have to look into that. I want to know what you're talking about, Marco. I love to know what you're talking about. But man, I think they need to let the coaches and players start fighting. That's my opinion. You can sue me for that. I don't care. Let them fight, man. I want to see it. I think it's time we just let the players and coaches fight. I truly believe it's the time for that because I mean, they get paid all this money. Let's get the most entertainment out of it. And I think they will. I think a lot of players will sign up for this. I truly believe that. I mean, this is a warrior sport. This is, ain't no rules in football. There should be no rules in football. You know what I'm saying? I understand the targeting and stuff and all that, player safety and all that, but I just feel like I just let them fight. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Just let the players fight. That's my opinion. Let them fight, and let's see what happens. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody that's on the live right now, man. Hey, leave me some comments. If you on Facebook, leave me a comment. If you on YouTube, if you on X, formerly known as Twitter, leave me a comment, man. Leave me a comment. Like I said, we just talked about the Saints and Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith wanted to throw them hands after the game. Dennis Allen was kind of like, "Oh man, it wasn't me," And it's like he's like, Arthur Smith like, "Well, that's BS." I heard they had the audio for some reason. I don't know. They had the audio for some reason. Oh, that's BS. Arthur Smith said, "That's BS." You know what I'm saying? I say let them fight. That's what I say. I say, oh, Arthur Smith got mad because the Saints scored on like the last play of the game. Like the Saints had a big lead in the game. I think it was like 41-17 at the time, and the Saints could have just kneeled the ball and ended the game. But Jameis Winston called the audible and got his homeboy Jamal Williams, the running back for the Saints, who they signed in the offseason. They got him a late touchdown because he had not scored none this season. So they kind of got together as a team, and like it wasn't the coach's call. They got together and said, "Well, guess what? We about to get our homeboy this touchdown. He ain't scored a touchdown in the Saints uniform all year." So at the end of the game, Jameis Winston called Jamal Williams' number when they were supposed to take a knee. Instead of taking a knee, they did like a fullback dive into the end zone with Jamal Williams, and Arthur felt some type of way about that. Arthur Smith felt some type of way about that. They were ready to throw hands. And I invite that type of thing in football. I feel like if you're not willing to fight, you don't really want to win in football. Football is a gladiator sport. I think they need to start letting the players fight. Players and coaches. If you got a problem with them, just like in hockey, give them a penalty timeout. Give them a penalty timeout. If it needs to be a penalty for it. So if I got a problem with you, you got a problem with me, let's duke it out. They can have a cage over there, something on the sideline. Let them cool off about 5 minutes and keep playing football. You know how entertaining that'll be, bro. I never turn the TV off if they let the players fight. If they let the players fight, I would never turn the TV off. I'm not on here promoting violence. I'm on here promoting entertainment. That's all I'm saying. I know a lot of players will sign up for that as well. Y'all think I'm crazy, but a lot of players will sign up for that fight. That's all I'm going to say, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the comments right now. Shout out to my boy Boss Man. He said, man, I'm going to say it how he said, man, that's a rivalry game. There should be no respect. Exactly. I'm glad you said that, bro, because me and my dad was talking about this. And we was testing each other. I don't understand how an NFL coach can get mad for another team scoring. This is the NFL. This is not pee-wee football. This is professional football. This is the NFL. If you have such a problem with the Saints scoring a late touchdown, what stops them? What are you talking about, bro? Like, this is the NFL. Why are you complaining that an NFL team scored a late touchdown on you? What stopped them? How much of a baby are you gonna be, bro? Like, this is not pee-wee football. This is not little league football. This is the NFL. These players are getting paid to do this. Millions of dollars, bro. Why is somebody worried about somebody's feelings getting hurt because the team scored in the last minute of the game? That's lame, bro. Like, how can Arthur Smith get mad at that? How about you coach your team better to stop the team from scoring? Like, what are we talking about, bro? This is the NFL. This is the NFL, Arthur Smith. How can you get mad at the Saints for scoring a touchdown? Your job is to stop the team from scoring the touchdown, Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith probably going to be fired in the offseason anyway. I won't be surprised if tomorrow Arthur Smith is fired from the Atlanta Falcons. I heard a lot of talk about that anyway. But like you said, bro, it's a rivalry game. There's no respect. And I feel that, bro. I feel that, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the comments right now, man. Shout out to everybody that's on the live right now. Shout out to everybody that's on Instagram. Shout out to specifically on Instagram, man. If you watching on Instagram, shout out to you, man. Matter of fact, if you on Instagram right now, drop your Cash App in my DMs, and I'm gonna send you a blessing. The first person to do it, I'm gonna send you a blessing because this is my first time. But actually, this is my third time screaming on Instagram, and I want to see if I'm getting to y'all on Instagram. So if y'all are on Instagram, y'all reach out and y'all let me know something on Instagram, man. I'm at least pay for some lunch or something, man. The first person on Instagram that does send me a DM, I'm gonna pay for y'all lunch, man. Thank y'all for watching on Instagram, man. But yeah, man. So it's a lot to talk about, man. One of the things I did want to talk about was the Michigan and Alabama game. I don't think I covered that yet. Um, Michigan, Michigan looked pretty good against Alabama. Michigan looked pretty good against Alabama, y'all. I really thought Alabama would have the upper hand, and they did for the majority of that game. But I think what came into play was I think Michigan just had the better quarterback. And not to say that Jalen Miro isn't a great player, I just think that I think Michigan had the more complete quarterback. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think about Michigan. I don't think they was that I don't think they was that much better than Alabama, but I do think they had the better quarterback, they had the better scheme, they had the better players, and Michigan was just a better team in that game, man. Um, so shout out to Michigan, the Michigan Wolverines, and also in the other game, Washington defeated Texas, and Washington has been my dark horse favorite for the national championship all year, man. If y'all been following my platform, y'all know I've been rooting for Washington the whole year. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Washington. I think Washington gonna win it all, bro. Something's telling me Washington had the best offense in the country for the majority of the year. I think they had the most consistent offense this year in college football, and their defense is more solid than what people give them credit for. So, man, watch out for Washington this year, y'all. They're already in the championship. I can't say watch out for them this year, but watch out for them in the championship game. I think Washington gonna pull this off, man. Boss man thinks different, man. He said Michigan. And he said them Harbaugh brothers going all the way, man. You could be right, bro. You could be right. I think the Ravens. I think the Ravens gonna win the NFL Super Bowl. I think the Ravens are my Super Bowl favorites right now. They are my Super Bowl favorites right now. So you could be right. But I think Washington. I think the other Harbaugh brother is in trouble. Michael Penix has been on fire, bro. I believe in Michael Penix more than I believe in JJ McCarthy from Michigan. So I always go with the better quarterback. If I don't know who's going to win the game, I always go with the better quarterback. Always go with the better quarterback, man. That's just my from experience with betting and all that type of stuff. I always go with the better quarterback. So I'm gonna go with the better quarterback, boss man. I'm gonna go with the Washington Huskies, man. I think Michigan has better talent. I think their defense is a little more stout than what Washington's is, but I know that they have the better quarterback in Michael Penix. JJ McCarthy is a pretty good quarterback, but he doesn't impress me. He doesn't do anything particularly well. So I'm gonna refrain from that one. I don't think that Michigan has enough offense in order to beat Washington. Washington has a pretty good defense, solid, not elite defense, but they have a. If put it like this, if LSU had Washington's defense this year, LSU would probably be in the national championship, right along with Michigan right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's how good I think. I think that's how well Washington defense has played this year. Boss man with the comment, shout out to Boss man. Y'all go give him a follow on Facebook, man. His comments is coming live from Facebook. Washington got a high pass offense, but Michigan got defense. That's true. So we're gonna see which one wins, man. We're gonna see which team has what team's strength is gonna overcome in this game, bro. I just think Washington, man. I don't know. Michigan has a good defense, but Michael Penix. What I like about Michael Penix can make decisions quick, and he can get the ball out of his hands. JJ McCarthy kind of runs around, and I think JJ McCarthy is gonna throw a couple interceptions in this game, and I think that's what's gonna be the determining factor of who wins this game. Is gonna be the turnover. It's gonna be the turnover margin, bro. JJ McCarthy is kind of like a Brent Favre type of guy. Like he'll throw that thing, He'll just throw it out there sometimes. For better or worse sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So I just trust Michael Penix over JJ McCarthy, bro. That's what it's gonna come down to me for his quarterback play, quarterback play, man. That's just what I truly think. I truly think that Michael Penix is the better quarterback. So that's why I'm gonna go with Michael Penix, man. I'm gonna go with Michael Penix um over JJ McCarthy. And shout out to Boss Man. He keep giving me some content over here. They say defense wins games. I give each quarterback one interception. That could be true. I'm gonna give JJ McCarthy 2 interceptions. Uh, Michael Penix, bro. I think he's underrated. No, he should not have won the Heisman. I see a lot of people on the West Coast saying that JJ, that Michael Penix should have won the Heisman over Jaden Daniels. That's not true. Had any of these teams had Jaden Daniels on their team, if Michigan had Jaden Daniels at quarterback, they'd be a walkaway favorite for the national championship. If Washington had Jaden Daniels, they'd be a walkaway favorite for the national championship. I think Michael Penix is an elite quarterback, and I think he gets the ball out of his hands quick. He has accuracy, man. He's probably the most accurate left-hand quarterback I've ever seen, bro. In my life. And I want you to start thinking about left-hand quarterbacks. The first quarterbacks that come to mind is Steve Young. Steve Young is a Hall of Famer. Pretty good. I can say pretty. He was a great left-hand quarterback. Probably the greatest left-hand quarterback. You think about Mike Vick. Mike Vick had them wheels, but early on in his career, Mike Vick wasn't that great of a passer. And then you think about Tua Tagovailoa. He had some ups and downs in his career. He won. I think he won the Heisman, didn't he? Didn't Tua win the Heisman? Y'all let me know in the comments. But you can't think of too many left-hand quarterbacks that has been as accurate as Michael Penix. So I think Michael Penix is the greatest left-hand quarterback I've ever seen play, man. That just my personal opinion, bro. He's pretty good, bro. He's pretty good, y'all. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see what he say. No, I don't think he's underrated. He's way better than USC quarterback, and they're trying to hype him up. I don't know about that one. I think Jaden Daniels is better than Caleb Williams, in my opinion. I think Jaden Daniels is better than Caleb Williams. But this is how I rank the quarterbacks this year, in my opinion. That's going into the draft, and it could be some bias, right? I'm an LSU fan. Everybody know I'm an LSU fan. I think Jaden Daniels is the best quarterback in this draft. When you talk about athleticism, arm strength, uh, throwing the ball on time, Jaden Daniels can throw the ball on time, and he can create. Also, he can extend the play and create outside the pocket. Um, Caleb Williams can do the same, but Caleb Williams doesn't throw the ball on time. I would say that Caleb Williams doesn't throw the ball on time. So that's what scares me about Caleb Williams going into the NFL. Now, Michael Penix, what scares me about Michael Penix, sometimes he holds on to the ball too long, and he doesn't have the same type of athleticism that Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels has. So that's my only thing about Michael Penix. I wouldn't put him over Caleb Williams. That is my personal opinion because I would go with the athletic. If a quarterback holds on to the ball too long, then they have to have some type of athleticism that's going to back that up. You know what I'm saying? If you just sit back there in the pocket too long, you're either going to get sacked or some bad things going to happen like turnovers, interceptions, that type of thing, forced fumbles. You can't hold on to the ball anymore. These guys are too athletic at defensive end now. They're too athletic, man. They're too fast. You got to get rid of the football. And if you don't get rid of the football, you better have some wheels. And that's what I think Michael Penix's biggest flaw is in this game. I think he hold the ball a little too long, and he's not the fastest guy. Like he might can get you a couple yards on the ground, but he's not going. You know what I'm saying? That's why I would give Caleb Williams. So I would rank it like this. I would go Jaden Daniels number 1, Caleb Williams 2, and Michael Penix at 3 as the best quarterbacks in this draft. And your boy out of North Carolina, Drake May. I might even put Drake May over Caleb Williams, but I'm sorry, over Michael Penix because he does get rid of the ball on time, and I think that's what matters in the NFL. You have to be able to get rid of the ball on time, man. That's just my opinion, y'all. I think you have to get rid of the ball on time, man. Shout out to Marco, man. Shout out to Boss Man on Facebook, man. Shout out to him, man. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all subscribe. North of the Lake Weekly Sports Talk Live. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's at NOTL. Mom, we are streaming on Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly known as Twitter. We now on Instagram at Mon Rashawn, on Twitter, on Instagram as well. Michigan over Alabama 27-20 in the semifinals. Washington over Texas, 37-31. Championship game is tomorrow. Michigan versus Washington at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. The Saints over the Falcons, 48-17. Buccaneers over the Panthers, 9-0. And the Buccaneers did clinch the NFC South because of Bryce Young and the Panthers throwing for 94 yards on the day. Bryce Young was 94 yards passing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If he would have threw for 150 yards, they might have won the game and the Saints might have clinched the NFC South. But Bryce Young goes down there and throw for 94 yards. Okay. That's what he. I mean, it's ridiculous, bro. At this point, I don't know, bro. I just don't know if he's an NFL quarterback, y'all. I just don't know if Bryce Young is an NFL quarterback. I don't know, but that's what happened today. I watched, no lie, y'all. I watched the Falcons and the Buccaneers. I'm sorry, I watched the Falcons and the Panthers last week. It was the most saddest game I've ever seen in my life. The worst quarterback play I've ever seen in my life last week, but the Falcons and the Buccaneers. Bryce Young threw for 94 yards. That's the story of the day. And the Saints end up losing the NFC South, man. We're going to bring Coach Maryland up in here, man. We're going to bring Coach Maryland up in here. We're going to bring Coach Maryland up here. Coach, what's going on, baby?
Hey, not much, man. What's going on with you?
Not too much, man. Not too much, man. I done got into a lot today, bro. I done got to a lot. Look, man, I'm going to give you center stage, man. Tell us what you seen. And I'm gonna give you the center stage. I gotta do some things over here. My device is about to go dead, so I'm gonna get some things right. Bro, tell me what you seen. Tell me what you think about the. First, we're gonna start off with Washington and Texas, and then we're gonna get to Michigan versus Alabama. What did you see in that Texas and Washington game, man? Tell me what you saw and what you got. Out of that game, man.
Well, offensively, out of those four teams, I thought Washington had a better offense. Dude, they could spread it around like Texas really didn't have an answer for. I think Penix, he was so calm, man, and that was really my first time like up close seeing Penix play. Because the West Coast games, man, they come on late and stuff like that, but Texas, they had the moments where I thought it could have been a really good game because they almost made a comeback. But man, I just felt like Washington was they were just so overpowered offensively, man. And then if you go to Michigan and Alabama should have won that game. I'm sorry. I know people was complaining. Even me and my brother, we was going back and forth. He was saying that was the wrong play call. But if you go back and look at the play call, Melrose lost that game because all it was just a quarterback power. The guard pull, Melrose kept running straight. He didn't follow his guard. So that was the deciding factor of that game. But look, you can't take nothing away from Michigan. Michigan, they had a good game plan. They had a really good defense, I thought, too. They confused Melrose at times, but the football gods was on Michigan's side that night. So, congrats to them. It's been a while since what? 97? They've been in the national championship game when Charles Woodson was there.
It's been a long time. I was a kid. I was a small kid.
Yeah, I think it was 97 when Charles Woodson was there. So, shout out to them, man.
Shout out to him, man. It was some good football. One of the things I took away from the championship game, man, it was some good football play. It wasn't no blowouts. It was kind of evenly matched. You know what I'm saying? So it was some pretty good football being played, man. One thing I took away from it, I think the teams with the better quarterbacks won, right?
Yeah.
I think in the case of Alabama and Michigan, I think J.J. McCarthy was a little bit more better at managing the game, a little bit better at making throws down the field, and that was one of my concerns about going into that game was could Milroe make the throws down the field, and it proved that he really couldn't be consistently. And the same thing with Texas, I just feel like Michael Penix was that gunslinger that he's been all year. And like I said, I had seen Michael Penix, man. I don't know if you remember this, but I kind of called this. I said, bro, Washington can win it all. Like, if Washington play their very best football, they can win it all. And I'm not going to lie to you. Washington is my favorite going into this game. I think Washington has the better quarterback. I think that's what's going to make the difference. If I ever be on the fence about something when it comes to football and who's going to win, who's going to do what, I always go with the school that has the better quarterback. And
Right.
I think Washington has the better quarterback, and their defense ain't no slouches. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like their defense ain't a slouch at all. Like Washington can stop people when they need to stop people. I'm not saying that they are top 10 defense and nothing like that, but they got a solid defense. If LSU had that defense, they'll probably be playing Michigan right now in the championship. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So they are pretty they are good enough. You know what I'm saying? So let me
Right.
ask you who you got, man. So you
I'm
got
taking Washington.
you taking Washington.
I'm taking Washington underdogs, the Michael Penix to be the MVP. You know, man, speaking of Penix, man, the last 2 years, I worked the Manning camp in Thibodeau, and Penix was one of them, man. He was like a real chill, quiet dude, man. But man, I got some videos in my phone, man. But when you see him do his drills, now last year, Joe Milton, out like hands down, he had the strongest arm in the country. I would put nobody in front of Joe
Tennessee.
Milton. Yeah, from Tennessee. But Penix ain't too far behind him, man. Good ball, very accurate. I think that's another thing people really don't talk about, too. He's like very, very accurate. And I think the skill guys Washington got, I know I might get some flake for saying this, but they got some skill guys that compete in the SEC. I truly
Absolutely.
do
No,
believe that.
ain't no flat, bro. That's what got them to the point they at now because they
Yeah.
got the skill position to compete with anybody. So we got a comment here. Let's see what we got a comment. Boss man, once again, he said, "Hold on now, Washington defense not that good. Texas could have tied it up." I mean, yeah, it was a good. Both teams, I feel like in that game, both teams were pretty much equally matched. It
And
was
look,
almost
I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, you go ahead. Take the flow.
I felt like that last play call by Sarkisian could have been dialed up a little different too. I know they trying to find the mismatch. It was a one-on-one coverage, but I don't know. Maybe he thought, because the receiver he had was worthy. I think he probably was like, what, 6'4", I think they was talking about. So I kind of understood what he was looking for, the mismatch, but I thought it could have been a better play design. That's what
Hey,
I was looking at.
I ain't gonna lie, the DB did his thing on that play, bro.
Yeah.
That was one of
Yeah.
the best defensive plays I've seen in a long time by
Yeah.
DB. It wasn't an interception. It wasn't a turnover. It was a turnover on downs, but it was great DB play on that play. I
Right.
mean, 'cause if the guy was beaten in any type of way, the receiver could have made a play on that ball. I just think it was. I think they, like you said, it was a matchup. They went for it. They just didn't get it because the guy could have easily been called for pass interference. They could have got it on the 1 yard line, and we could be talking about something totally different right now.
Right.
So I feel like on both sides, I feel like it just played out the way it's supposed to play out. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Washington. I feel like I remember I said this real early in the season. I said Washington is playing the best football out of anybody. I think Washington has played the most consistent football out of any college football team this year. If you really been paying attention to college football,
Right.
like Bama, like I said, I didn't think Bama deserved to be there. I didn't think Bama deserved to be there at all. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion on Bama. So it was for me. It was Washington, and I feel like Michigan hadn't really been tested, and I think this is when it's gonna come in. I think Washington gonna come up in there and run it up on them, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying they're gonna blow them out the water, but all Washington has to do is get out to a lead. If Washington can get out to a lead, Michigan is in trouble because Michigan doesn't have that type of offense where they can score quick.
Correct.
That's why I like Washington in this game, man, because if I had to say which quarterback, game on the line, we need a drive, we need a score, we need a field goal before halftime, I'm taking Michael Penix. J.J. McCarthy has not proven to me that he's that type of guy. He's a great game manager. He's kind of like a poor man's Johnny Manziel at times. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he can get them to the promised land. I just don't think it, man. I don't see that type of talent. Don't get me wrong. Michigan has a great defense that I think is going to give them problems at Washington, but I just don't see the type of skill set that Washington has at Michigan. I've never really seen that at Michigan. But shout out to Boss Man. He said, yes, Lord, OG. And the DB did do his job, man. He did. That DB made a great play, bro.
Yeah.
Let's not take anything from that DB. I played cornerback. I was proud of that. It looked violent. You know what I'm saying? It was like that. What's the guy in the NFL? Matumbo? Like, get that up out of here.
Yeah.
It was like that, man. It was disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love that play by that DB, man. But like you said, it could have went either way. I didn't have a problem with the call, but I think they could have probably called something a little more high percentage of a play than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, get something to your tight end or maybe, a post in your tight end or something, something gets, something. I think they could have did something a little better. But if it was a fifth, we all be getting drunk. Let's see, one more comment, man. Nah, it's gonna be a 30 for 30 game. It's gonna be a 30. What you mean by that? Like mean like the 30 for 30, like serious ESPN do, or like that's gonna be a
Yeah, I
scope.
think that's what he meant. It might look, it might, man, but I don't think. Let me just say this: if Washington get up fast, Michigan don't have that type of offense to try to hurry up and come back. They don't have that type of offense. And I think that's one thing will make Jim Harbaugh a good coach, man. He mixes personnels up a lot. Well, he really don't even mix his personnels up, but he liked to run the ball. That's his strength. He liked to run the ball. And the running back, Blake Corum, you see what I got right here, huh? Watch his film. Blake Corum, that's the running back for Michigan. I think he had the best jump cuts in college football. The way he do the jump cuts, what he do inside zone, like that's one of my all-season things. I'm gonna watch film on him. The way Michigan run inside zone, the way they run duo, it's legit the way he do it. So I think he'll be the difference maker for them.
Man, you just gave me an idea. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you out. You gave me an idea. I gotta get me a board like that behind me. We gotta start drawing some stuff up. Look, we gotta start breaking something down on that board, man. We gotta go to the board like Kennedy doing on NBA Live. On TNT, go on to the board, man. But shout out to Boss Man for the comment. I'm gonna get you caught up, man, because I kind of covered everything already. I'm gonna get you caught up real fast. Hey, can y'all hear me pretty good? Is my audio pretty good? You can hear me pretty good?
I got you good over here.
I had to switch and I had to put my device on the charger. I had to take my headset out. But I hope y'all can hear me pretty good, man. So first things first, man, reports. This is what the reports are saying. They said Dennis Allen will return next season, man. How you feel about it, man? How you feel about Dennis Allen returning next season, bro?
Man, I lost all respect for Dennis Allen today, man. And look, and now it's getting out of hand when you got the players calling their own plays, not dog. Like, where's the culture at in New Orleans? It's like all the culture left with Sean Payton had left. And look, I get what Jameis Winston was trying to do. I totally get it. But no, Dennis Allen has completely lost that locker room. And then I didn't like the fact how soft he was with Arthur Smith. Of course he probably gonna have some choice words. And Dennis Allen was trying to apologize to him. I told him, like, hey, bro, look, you gotta stop it. I know they try to have like respect, integrity of the game, and I totally get that. But at the end of the day, bro, you have to have a presence with culture. Me and my cousin was talking about that this morning, man. If you don't have culture, remember this: culture is 75% of successful season. That's 75%. The other 25, it'll come from X and O's. That's it. If you don't have good culture, like we just saw for the Saints, they don't. Because you're reading all the articles, man. They talking about trading Marshawn Lattimore. What has he done for you to trade him? He's easily a top 3 or 4 corner in the league right now.
Oh, it's not a question. I think he's been the most consistent cornerback the last 5 years.
Hey, man, if Gail Benson really need to wake up, and she need to see the problem. I hate to see when people lose their job and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, you getting paid tons of money to do a job. And Dennis Allen has wore his welcome in New Orleans.
He did.
And I truly do believe it's time for him to go, man.
I think so too, man. And I think a lot of Saints fans are confused by this news. I thought it was a joke when I seen that Ian Rappaport would maybe know that it was real when I saw Ian Rappaport reporting. He's an ESPN guy. I mean, they just not gonna put stuff out there like that. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I thought for sure the way that the Saints played this year, I thought that he'll be out the door because I felt like a lot was left on the table, man. And I think the Saints are getting better though. Like this was Derek Carr's best game, but man, shout out to my boy Boss Man. He said we can hear you good, man. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. I just want to make sure y'all can hear me, man. But that's concerning, bro. That's really concerning going forward, man. Is Dennis Allen. But let's switch gears for a minute, man. We're gonna touch on that subject a little bit later with the Jameis Winston stuff. We're gonna get on that a little later, man. LSU hires Blake Baker as a next defensive coordinator. Did you hear anything about that? Do you know anything about Blake Baker? What's your opinion on that?
I do, man. When he was there, I was surprised Brian Kelly didn't keep him. Because you got to remember, bro, he was responsible for the development of Damone Clark, a kid. Like, he's a Southern Lab kid, and he came in, he played a little bit. He made him from an unknown to almost an All-American. He got drafted in the 2nd or 3rd round. Nobody didn't know who Damone Clark was going into his senior year. I think one of the main things for Blake Baker, he's a really, really good development linebacker. So I think LSU got to steal with him. Now we need to start. I know people saying they need to go back and get Corey Raymond, but why did Brian Kelly let him leave the first time? That'd be one of my. I have some questions about that one, about Corey Raymond. I think with Blake Baker and Keelan, one of our players at U High, seems like Keelan has a good relationship with Blake Baker. And I think with him being there, I think LSU defense might get back to what we used to seeing. Honestly,
I hope so. I truly hope so, man. I don't know a lot about it. Like I said, I did report earlier that he was at LSU in 2021. I think there was an Orgeron's era, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's good, man. Like he's good. He's real good.
Shout out to Boss Man. He said, but I'm still going to Michigan, man. Hey, but put your money on you. I want to see you place a bet on that. I'm gonna take Washington, man. He said, I'm just soaking. Shout out to Coach Brown. He said, I'm just soaking up game. Coach know what he talking about, man. Shout out to Coach Maryland, man. He joins us every week, man. Most weeks at least.
Appreciate that.
But you made a good point with Corey Raymond and Blake Baker. Like, I thought LSU defense wasn't a problem at LSU. That's why I thought that Brian Kelly was a little too iron fist when he came in. He got rid of. I think the key guy. A lot of people don't talk about this, but Tommy Moffitt was a strength and conditioning.
Oh, absolutely.
For the last 20 years.
Absolutely.
He was the real key to the program.
Absolutely.
Because you can see the difference how the LSU's athletes are built now and how they was built under Moffitt. And Louisiana doesn't produce the biggest guys. So what we got to do, we got to strengthen our strengths, right? We got to put speed out there. We got to put agility, athleticism out there. I feel like now some of the guys are kind of built too stocky. And you don't see the speed like you used to see no more. You know what I'm saying? Because like the more you bulk, the less flexible and less agile that you be. I feel like LSU players are too bulky right now. But a lot of people are not talking about that either. So Tommy Moffitt was let go. Corey Raymond was let go. Blake Baker, I think he came in too much with an iron fist. Like, it wasn't the defense that was really struggling at LSU when he got there. I even think he should have kept the guy. But Durante Jones wasn't a bad defensive coordinator. He held Alabama to Alabama scored all type of points that year, and he held Bama to maybe 20-something points or something like that. And our offense wasn't good enough to win that game that year. It wasn't good enough at all. So I would love to see it, bro. I hope he can get us back to the promised land. I think we got to get back to being what made us great, and that's being DBU. That's having some athletic guys that can rush the pass, not the biggest guys, but some guys with some speed. You got to get speed on the field because it looked like LSU this year, bro. It looked like they just they could not contain the edge. It's like we didn't have enough speed to contain the edge. And that was like one of the first times I've ever seen the LSU defense not be able to control the edge, man. And that's concerning. So I think LSU needs to get back to that. And one of the questions I asked earlier, man, can Baker return LSU defense to promise? You kind of spoke on it a little bit, but I think it got to go through the defensive backfield. What made LSU great? What made LSU DBU? And I have heard reports that Corey Raymond is going to be coming back to Baton Rouge. I heard they haven't made it official yet, but it only makes sense. I think one of the biggest mistakes Brian Kelly made was getting rid of Corey Raymond, getting rid of Tommy Moffitt. Defensive coordinator, it is what it is. I think he just didn't make the right decision with Matt House. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if you've seen, but after that bowl game against Wisconsin, some of the defensive players wouldn't even shake Matt House's hand.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. I did see that.
And as a coach, you already know what that's saying. Like, you coach football for over the last 10 years. Like, so you understand what type of relationship you have with players. Like, what is your take from that? What would have been your take from if one of your receivers at the end of the season would shake your hand?
First, I feel disrespected. That's number one. And I think another thing is too. Speaking of House situation, I think the players probably knew that he was leaving. And another thing too. I don't think the players probably respected him because it seemed like he didn't want to change anything up. It seemed like he was set in his way. Is he going to be his way or was it going to be nobody's way? So maybe some of the players felt like that too. So I could kind of sense some drawback from not shaking hands with him, at the end of when the game was over with. I would now when I saw it, I wasn't surprised, honestly. I was surprised because I knew it probably would be his last game anyway.
I think the writing was on the wall. I mean, I think everybody knew it. I think Brian Kelly probably announced it. He probably announced it to the team uh, probably probably before that game.
Mm-hmm.
Before the bowl game. I think it was already written on the wall because I heard Brian Kelly say he wasn't gonna make any staff changes until until the end of the season, until signing day, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And it came right. I think right either on signing day, national signing day, or a little bit after. I can't remember, but it was somewhere up in there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, bro. I think Brian Kelly, but this is
I
Brian.
think it was a little bit after.
Go ahead. It's a little bit after. But this is gonna be Brian Kelly's make or break year going forward. I mean, you're gonna have a new defensive coordinator, you're gonna have some recruits coming in. What can you do, man? So we gonna see, man. We gonna see if Blake Baker can get things back going with LSU, man. Have you been following the recruiting that's going on in LSU, bro?
Oh yeah. Yeah, my boy,
Let's
he
talk about
leading it, bro. My boy Keelan told everybody. He was like, he going to make sure he going to get everybody in America to come play for LSU. And my boy keeping his word. Really need to text him though. He went out there. He said they're going to get the number one quarterback in the country. They went and got the number one quarterback in the country. They
right
went and got
now.
the number one. They went and got the number one receiver in the country. They
We
got
got
went
we
and got
got
the
the right.
number one run back in the country.
I think
So
they said it's the first time it's ever happened, but it's. I will warn though, and this is me kind of playing devil's advocate. I don't want to be the the thorn in everybody's side right now, but man, there's a lot can happen between now and 2025. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see if we can hold on to this class. But right now, we got the number one quarterback in Bryce Underwood out of Belleville, Michigan. He's a 5-star right now, 6'3", 205. We have the Decorian Moore, receiver out of Duncanville, Texas. We have Harlem Berry. I think Harlem Berry might be the best player in this class. That's my opinion from the film I watched. I think he might be the next great running back at LSU. He kind of remind me of Darius Geis a little bit, mixed with a little Reggie Bush. The dude is special, man. I think he's like the state champion in the 100 meter in high school as well. So I watched some of his film, man. And shout out to your boy Keelan Moses out of U High. Coach Maryland had the privilege of coaching Keelan Moses at U High, man. He's gonna be in there all as well. He's the number 10th ranked linebacker in the country, followed by some more recruits, man. But shout out to LSU, man. Shout out to LSU. Let's talk about the number one quarterback in the class of 2025, man. What do you think about Bryce Underwood, man? Have you got a chance to really look at Bryce Underwood?
I looked at a little bit of his film. I don't want to make no comparisons right now, but I think the main thing for LSU, they need to keep their offensive staff intact. I don't. If I had to bet my last dollar on why he committed to LSU, it probably the success they had with Jay Daniels. So it's critical, man. The staff need to stay intact, man. I know it's a lot of turnover, that goes on in college football, especially with position coaches getting coordinated jobs and stuff like that. But if some kind of way LSU, especially, shout out to my boy Joe Sloan, man. He's the quarterbacks coach, and he was the interim offensive coordinator for the bowl game for LSU. I got cool with him early on in my coaching career, and when he was at Louisiana Tech, really, really good recruiter. He goes everywhere, recruit Louisiana. I think he does a good job, of doing that. And man, he was able to develop Jay huge. So man, shout out to him, man. I'm curious to see what Brian Kelly go do. Who he will give the offensive coordinator position to. Sloan before he came to LSU, he was at Louisiana Tech. I think his last 1 or 2 years, he was the offensive coordinator there. He had put up some good numbers. So, man, we'll see, man. I think the main thing with Underwood, man, just consistency. I'm sorry. With the offensive staff, man, you really don't want that much turnover. So that'd be my biggest thing with him.
And that's what I was thinking too. Because now had LSU went out there against Wisconsin and put up a poor offensive performance without Mike Denbrock, that'd have been another story. But they look like they picked off right where they left off. It looked like the same offense, like they moved the ball pretty well. It looks like Garrett Nussmeier might be a pretty good quarterback going into the season. So I'm with you on that one. And a lot of sources I've been listening to are saying that LSU is leaning towards keeping Joe Sloan and Cortez Hankton as the passing game coordinator, and also as Joe Sloan being the offensive coordinator. Now, what I would like to see like them get like a veteran analyst, somebody like maybe I don't know if this might be far fetched, but maybe get somebody like Jimbo Fisher to come in and be an analyst. He does have LSU ties. I'm not so sure he would do that, being he got a championship, the type of coach of his magnitude. But I would like to see them get an OG in the building and kind of just be an analyst. Kind of be like I get somebody like Steve Esming or somebody just to come in there and just be kind of like a guy, an older guy in the room type of thing. I think we all need that sometimes. Like whether we got an uncle that we go holler at or older brother. So I feel like they just gonna need that type of experience too, man.
And I think it's rare too, man. I think, and look, I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying, but I think it's rare to find somebody of that magnitude. Of being an analyst. Like I said, man, everybody. If I was like a coach like that, man, I got fired. I think the first place I would go to try to get back going is Alabama, because you got to look
Of
at
course, of course.
everybody, every top like head coach that got fired, they went over that back to Alabama. Not back, but they went to Alabama. You go do it Nick
Got,
Saban way.
got
It ain't gonna be
baptized
no
in
other way
Nick
around
Saban
it.
program.
Yeah, man. And bro, look, Sarkisian went over there. He a head coach. He a head coach again. Lane Kiffin did it. He a head coach again. Bush Davis did it. He a head coach again. Jeremy Pruitt did it. He was a head coach at one time. You know, Dooley was, I think, Derek Dooley
I
when he
think
left
so.
Tennessee. Yeah, when he got fired at Tennessee, I think he went back to the NFL, but he went back to the being the analyst at Alabama. I think he's still there. I think he's still there. But it's rare though, man. I get what you're saying. I ain't gonna say a lot that you want the experience, just to have somebody, in that role. So, hey, maybe I don't know. Maybe they could probably pull something off. Maybe.
I and I think so, but I do think now that you said that, I think Jimbo Fisher will be in Alabama. Some's telling me that like it makes too much sense. It makes too
Yeah.
much sense. Jimbo Fisher was with Nick Saban at LSU back in the day when they won that championship in '03, and I think he ended up leaving like that '07 season after he won that after Les Miles won that championship in '07. I think he left after that season and got the job at Florida State after
Florida
Bobby
State. Yeah.
Bowden
Yeah.
retired. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be interesting to see, man, what will happen with Jimbo Fisher, man. But let's move it along, man. Like I said, Harlem Berry, bro. I, I watched the film at Harlem Berry 2025 LSU commitment. He committed a couple days ago, bro. He got that, like you said, old boy, was it Blake Corbin from
Michigan.
Michigan. He got that same type of jump cut with him, man. He got some special stuff with him like that Reggie Bush type of style of running that it's kind of very high, very very risky, but very very high reward, type of thing going on. He kind of remind me of a Darius Geis a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I think Harlem Berry, bro. Like I got a chance to watch some film because I always want to see what the hype is with these guys. I seen a little bit of Bryce Underwood. Like I said, Bryce Underwood scares me a little bit because I'm always kind of, how can I say it? I'm always cautious of these guys that don't throw the ball on time. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like if a guy creates too much, eventually that's gonna become a problem. Like if you can't sit back there and throw the ball on time where it's supposed to be at, eventually somebody's gonna have a game plan for that. You know what I'm saying? And you'll see that every once in a while, especially when they get to the NFL. So we'll see what Bryce Underwood does, man. Hopefully, LSU, he coming to LSU, get coached up. But man, I ain't gonna lie, I think Harlem Berry might be the jewel of this class, man.
No, he fast, dog.
He fast.
Like, hey, shout out to his head coach, Kevin Dizer. As he used to be the head coach at Riverside. He's currently the head coach at St. Mark. Really, really good dude, man. And man, I saw some highlight film on him, bro. When he get down that second level, man, you might well start running.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said, bro. His highlights is ridiculous. The dude had like 3,700 yards. I mean, I'm sorry. He had 37 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
He had like 2,200 yards rushing in one season.
He good, bro.
Then I think he added like 800 yards receiving or something like that on top of it.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous, man. His highlight tape is ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie, it's one of the best ones I've seen, like,
yeah,
in a while. So I think he might be that next great running back at LSU, man. I don't know, bro. It just I like it, and he can, I was kind of like that on John Emery. I thought John Emery would be that guy too,
Mm-hmm.
but he just never kind of got his stuff together. I know he had some trouble in
Yeah,
the
man.
class.
It was just so much, man. That he's one of them I am kind of disappointed in because when he left Destrehan, I was saying, I think his senior year, I think they went to the dome. I think they went to the dome, and I was sitting there talking to somebody, and I was telling them, I was like, bro, I said, if he go to LSU, bro, I said, bro, this dude might tear it up like for real. But he just never lived up to it. So
He never.
I was kind of disappointed in his career how it went at LSU.
I was too, man, because I was telling everybody about it. I said, man, LSU got this guy, the Destrehan. The dude can run. He fast. He can cut with the best of
Yeah,
them. And
yeah,
I still think he's up there with the best of them. I think it was unfortunate that he went down in that Florida game. We was both at
yeah,
that game.
man.
It was
Yep,
unfortunate he went down because I think he still could have been like a day, maybe a early day two pick.
right,
I still think he got that type of talent. I just think he never could get together on the offensive side. I mean, in the classroom. He
right.
never could get together in the classroom, man. So maybe with a little bit more time on his hands, maybe he can be a better NFL running back. Let's go to the comments right quick. Oh, when they time comes, they gonna have an Oregon offense at LSU. I think it might be even better. I think it might be even better than what Oregon got because I mean Oregon is a benefit of a system. Oregon, and I give credit to Oregon. Oregon has been consistent over the last 15 years. Like they put out very similar type of product. They got speed on the field. They got a system to where any quarterback can come in there and win. I think LSU is heading towards that. And that's one thing I give Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly has brought some type of consistency. At least we have an identity now at LSU. We started to create an identity. It's not always the best, but you got to admit, if LSU had a decent defense this year, we probably playing tomorrow, right? Probably in the championship game if LSU had any type of defense this year, man. Let's move right along, man. LSU add some depth to the secondary, man. Did you see that? We brought some.
It ain't enough. It ain't enough. It ain't enough. It ain't
You don't
enough.
think it's enough, man?
It ain't enough. It ain't enough. Next subject. It ain't enough.
So
Dog, dog. I don't know, man. I'm so used to, and look, I know the whole landscape of like the transfer portal. All that has changed. You got to remember, man. Before all that happened, LSU was going to get the number 1, the number 2, the number 3, the number 4 on the safeties in the country to come there, bro.
right.
It's not happening no more, man.
Right.
It's hard because everybody want to win now. Everybody want to win now. It is hard for some of these. You got to look at it too, cause some of the high school kids, it's hard. These top recruits we talking about coming to LSU, sometimes it's gonna be hard for them to develop like they want to because people constantly going to Porter to try to upgrade their needs. That's one thing I'm really worried about, man. Like I want everybody to go out there and have fun and success, man. But when you in dire need of trying to win now, it's gonna hurt a lot of high school kids too.
It's gonna hurt, yeah.
And I think with the Porter, man, it's just LSU. I just don't think they went out and did enough yet. You got time. I mean, no, the Porter closed. I think
So. It did close, but I think it reopens sometime in the spring, though, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
I think it opens in the spring because I remember. I think Jaden Daniels came in the spring.
Oh, okay.
If I'm not
Okay.
I think Jaden Daniels last year he came like late into the thing, and I think that's why he got a slow start to the season. But Jaden Daniels came in the spring, and he was kind of late coming, so I think they got a little bit more time in the spring. But I think now this is my opinion on the secondary. I'm just read the guys that did transfer in. I know you said it ain't enough, but I mean they got Jair Brown. He was a 4-star out of. He had some Louisiana ties. Jair Brown. I heard he played at. Maybe I forgot what school they said he played at, but he has some Louisiana ties. But he's
that's one from Ohio State.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they also have Austin Osbury. He out of Baton Rouge, I believe.
Yeah, Osbury with the U High.
He with the U High.
Yeah.
So I mean, Ashley. So what do we get?
I think Sib coached him. I was never for him. I think Sib coached him. I know he was at Auburn the last 2 years.
Yeah, so he was at University High. Um, and like I said he was a 4-star coming out of high school. I believe he was a 4-star. Let me make sure he's a
Yeah, I
4-star
think he was. Yeah.
coming out of high school. Yeah, so he was a 4-star coming out of high school. They have a 3-star ranking on him right now. We have I think Jordan Gilbert is the bright spot for us at
Gilbert.
safety.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, he was cold. He with the U High too.
Did
Now
he?
he was cold. Yeah, he was. I ain't gonna
Wait a
lie, he
minute, bro.
was.
So wait a minute. Wait a minute. Y'all had, and my Wi-Fi will start tripping on me right now. Y'all had some guys over there. Now I'm sitting there thinking about it. Y'all who so many. Y'all had Jordan Gilbert, Austin Osbury. What's your boy that's committed next year? They was all on the same team at one
Yeah,
time.
yeah, he was cold, dog. Gilbert, he might be the sleeper out of all of it. He was cold. Like when I
Yeah.
played coach against him when I was a Catholic. I think he was number 1 at U High. Nah, he was cold. He was a free safety. He was real, real good.
So I'm looking forward to that. I think safety was the biggest weakness.
Yeah.
I think if we had better safety play, I think the cornerbacks would have felt a little more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Major Burns wasn't getting it done. Major Burns is returning this year, but man,
And
he not.
that is the best thing he could do. I'm gonna make you laugh, and I promise that I put on everything I love. His younger brother played at U High. I used to walk up to him. Man, I used to tell him, I was like, hey, bro. I said, look, you my dog. I love you, and I'll tell your brother come back to school. Coach, nah, man. I think he go declare. I said, listen, bro. I'm telling you, dog. I said, bro, he need to come back another year.
Oh
Man,
yeah,
when I got that alert, when he came back, I said that's the best thing he could do.
that's the best thing because he wasn't gonna be drafted.
Yeah.
He wasn't gonna be drafted, and I go back to the strength and conditioning program at LSU. The DBs look too stiff. You can't be that thick playing DB. Like I feel like they all look stiff, like they not flexible at DB. You have to be. That's one position that you have to be flexible at. Your hips got to be able to turn, and I just don't see that. I think they need to address a couple things at LSU when they go to defensive back. We don't need the biggest, bulkiest guys playing DB. If you look at it, Patrick Peterson was the only guy that was really bulky playing DB at LSU. You look at Morris Claiborne, you look at Tre'Davious White, you look at all these other guys. They was some they was big in the right places, and I say that with no pun intended. They was big in the shoulders, but they weren't big in the waist. I feel like our DB's too big in the waist. They can't turn their hips the way they want to, man. But let's move it along, man.
Hey, real quick, man. My brother just texted me
Okay.
about Harlem Berry. He said, man, he's the most selfless and hardworking kid you can ever want to coach. He said it's never about him, but it's all about the team. He said last year he broke a long run and stopped at the 1 yard line. He gave the ball to a teammate who's an offensive lineman. He wanted him to score. That's character right there, man. You don't see that
That's
from a
good.
lot of kids, man. You
I
don't
would
see
love to
that.
know what connection does Cuz have to him? Did he get a chance
The
to coach?
head coach that's at St. Martin, him and Donovan, they used to coach together at Riverside.
Okay.
Kevin Dyser, who's the head coach at St. Martin, he used to be the head coach at Riverside a couple years ago. Then he left there and went over to St. Martin.
Man, I'm proud of y'all, boys. Man, y'all got some connections in the state. Let's clap it up. Let's clap it up for Coach Maryland, man. And my other cousin, Coach Donovan, man. Let's clap it up for him. I'm
Hey,
proud of
it's
y'all.
all about. Hey, I tell people, bro, it's really, really. I know people say that. It was a quote I saw a while back, man. They say that networking get you jobs where a degree can't. I'm a
Yes.
believe in networking, man. I'm a I try to really put myself out there. I have been blessed. I'm not gonna say it lie. Like in my coach career, I've truly, truly been blessed at the programs I've been at. I've seen a lot of good football, man, and I've seen a lot of bad, and I take all of that, man, and I soak it in for the next opportunity I get. So that's why I try to build a relationship with other coaches, in case maybe one day I get a phone call, about coming, hey man, would you be interested coming over here to do this, do that? So it's especially in the coaches circle, man, it's really, really big that you network, and put yourself out there. So I'm a huge, huge believer in that.
Man, shout out to y'all, boys, man. And then you definitely right about networking, man. That goes into every business, man.
Oh
I know
yeah.
I wouldn't be where I'm at in the trucking game had I not networked and got, rubbed elbows with the right people. But, man, one of the things that really ticked me off today, man, Bryce Young, man. I've been trying to root for the brother all year, man. But when we needed him the most, when our Saints needed him the most, he go out there and throw for 94 yards, man. 94 yards. So everybody who don't know, the Saints needed the Carolina Panthers to beat the Buccaneers in order to win the NFC South today. I knew it was an impossible task, but I did not know Bryce Young was going to go out there and throw for 94 yards. So if he had thrown for 150 yards, they might have won this game because the score was 9-0, man. Bro, I said this, and I really hate saying this because I know what the black quarterback has been through and all this type of stuff, but I got to call the ace a spade, man. I have to call an ace a spade. Bryce Young, bro, I ain't gonna lie, he probably the worst quarterback I ever seen in the NFL. Because and the only I'm gonna get your take on this, but I'm gonna tell you why I say this. He just don't look like he belonged there. Like he looked like a kid playing with grown men, dog. I mean, it's not even his own fault. I'm not even sure if it's his own fault. But Bryce Young was 11 for 18 for 94 yards on the season. On the season, he threw for 2,800 yards, 11 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. The Carolina Panthers have been shut out for 2 weeks in a row. They have put a goose egg up there for 2 weeks in a row. Man, dog. Between the Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons, I watched the game they played against each other a couple weeks ago. It was the worst game I've ever seen in my life. Bro, what's your take on Bryce Young, man? I'm gonna put the stats up there. And I see your comment. I see Mark. I see Boss Man laughing in the chat, man. I'm just calling it what it is.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. You name me one elite trait that Bryce Young had to be the number 1 overall quarterback.
I can't think of one. And I thought it was obvious going into that draft because C.J. Stroud had just took Georgia down to the brink of the last. I mean, if Ohio State defense just would have stepped up, C.J. Stroud got a national championship. You know what I'm saying? If they make a stop on that last drive, so I thought it was obvious, bro. Let's go to the stats on the year. And I hate to beat down on Bryce Young like this. I really do, bro. Black quarterback. Shout out to the black quarterbacks, man. Black quarterback is taking over NFL football. But here's the stats on the season, bro. Bryce Young, 59.7% completion percentage to C.J. Stroud, 63. We got 3,000 yards passing to C.J. Stroud's 4,200.
3,000 yards passing? Where'd that come from?
I don't even know because ESPN is saying something different. ESPN is saying 2,800 yards. That's what ESPN. This stat I got. I ain't gonna lie. I stole somebody's graphic. I'm not gonna lie. So whoever graphic this is, I apologize. But it looked good, so I put it up on the screen. But you know what I'm saying. But it was 2,800 yards on ESPN, bro. But 11 touchdowns to 10 interceptions to C.J. Stroud's 26-6. I mean, it's not even close, bro. Just go down and listen. You can see that it's not even close. The record is what really comes into factor here. You know, C.J. Stroud, in my opinion, bro, I feel like C.J. Stroud should have been a NFL MVP candidate. I'm not saying he should have got over Lamar, but I felt like he was probably the second or third best quarterback in the NFL this year. And nobody wanted to give it to him because he's a rookie, but some of the throws I seen him make, some of the decisions I seen him make, it reminds me of the old football we used to see from Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, them type of guys. See, I'm telling you, man, C.J. Stroud is up next, and I feel so sorry for Bryce Young for not putting him in this situation because, like you said, name one trait that Bryce Young really had over C.J. Stroud. You can't think of one. He first of all, he looks small, man, and I just wish they went through the dude out there like that. I feel like they should have went with Andy Dalton and let him got into the speed of things because he looked like a boy amongst men, bro. And I feel bad.
I sat right here last night. I sat here and watched the Texas game. The first play of the game for the Texans. I said to myself, that throw C.J. Stroud threw to Nico Collins, that throw set back the Panthers 10 years.
You're right.
They set their franchise back 10 years. Because you got to look at it, too. Look at all the draft capital they traded away.
To get him.
Look what they did. And then you want to fire the head coach after, 7 or 8 games? What difference was that going to make? He didn't want Bryce Young from the get-go. The owner wanted Bryce Young.
And I don't understand how you can hire a head coach and they have no decisions over the roster. That's like like I feel like now that the coaches should be able to make the picks. If you hire a head coach, you got to trust them to be able to make the picks because I feel like the owners get enamored with the accolades, right? So Bryce Young was a Heisman winning candidate. He won all the awards the year he won the Heisman, and I felt they fell in love with that versus actually like an owner not really. Most of these owners never played football, so all the owner know is he won the Heisman Trophy, and let's get him in here and sell some tickets. And he's obviously the best player because he won the Heisman. But if you watch college football, Bryce Young was behind that Alabama offensive line. I can go out there and be a Heisman candidate behind Alabama's offensive line. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't take much to really be to win a Heisman in Alabama because you see what they did. They put Alabama in the playoff because of prestige, not because they were the best team in the country, but because of prestige. That's why they got into the playoff. And it's the same way with the Alabama quarterback. We never really seen a great Alabama quarterback. Tua might be the best one we've seen, and he's surrounded by nothing but talent in Miami. You know what I'm saying? So it's just sad, man. I really hate this for the dude. I'm not gonna keep pounding on him, bro, because I really do want to see him do good, but it's bad. Like it just looks like he doesn't belong. I never seen a quarterback come in the NFL and doesn't look like he belongs. You know what I'm saying? Like they may play bad. Don't get me wrong. Like, but he just don't look like he belongs there, bro. It looked like a little kid running out there.
Right.
It just looked bad. And I think they doing that man a disservice, bro. I really think they doing him a disservice by not by like they should have started Andy Dalton a long time ago.
Oh, I agree. He should have been a starter from day one. I mean, you trying to rush you want to rush Bryce Young in there just because he's the number 1 overall pick, and you think they're gonna have you think you'll sell tickets and all that, man. But come on, man. Like that ain't no, bro. They should have took CJ Stroud. If it wasn't gonna take him, I'd have still took it either CJ Stroud or Anthony Richardson. You know, I don't think Bryce Young should have been a first round quarterback if you ask me. Yeah, look, I'm not hating on the guy and everything. You know, he got all the main accolades, you know, at Alabama and stuff too. But I tell people, look how loaded Alabama was too when he was there.
Exactly. That's another thing people don't pay attention to. Because I'm looking at the guy, I'm like, man, I remember seeing Bryce Young in that first spring game because I always watch Alabama spring game to see what we up against. And I was like, okay, when I first seen Bryce Young play, I'm like, we can beat this guy. I remember calling my homeboy, Coach Fleet. I was like, man, Bama quarterback don't look all that this year. I remember calling him and I said, I think we could beat Bama this year. And we did beat him the year Brian Kelly's first year. But shout out to Boss Man though. The Panthers owner thought he was going to do Cam Newton numbers, even though they built different. Man, I think that's if he thought he was going to be Cam Newton, he should have drafted Richardson like we was talking, Anthony Richardson like we talking about, because he the closest thing to Cam Newton. I think if he never got hurt, he'd probably been in the running for Rookie of the Year too. He was having a pretty good year.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Anthony Richardson was having a pretty good year, man.
Yes, indeed.
I'm with you on that. I think Richardson should have been a second quarterback, but Bryce Young, man, I think everybody keep thinking they're going to find the next Drew Brees. Like these shorter guys, man, it's harder for a shorter guy to play quarterback. It just is what it is. We're not trying to shame those shorter quarterback, but it is what it is, bro. Football is built a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? Most of the offensive linemen like 6'3" and taller. So
right.
if you can't see over your offensive lineman, then how you gonna play quarterback in the NFL? Everybody's not Drew Brees, man. There has only been one Drew Brees in the history of the NFL, and it's for a reason.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's what they always trying to find the next this. They always trying to find the next Patrick Mahomes. I think that's what they're gonna make a mistake with Caleb Williams too. They're gonna make that mistake thinking he can do what Patrick Mahomes is doing right now.
Speaking of Caleb Williams, if I was a GM of the Chicago Bears, I would not draft a quarterback.
I wouldn't either.
All you have to do is put pieces around Justin Fields. Justin Fields not bad. People can say what they want. I don't care. I argue with anybody. Justin Fields is not bad. Go ahead and use that number 1 pick that the Panthers traded to you for DJ Moore, and I'll get Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yep, makes more sense.
Point blank period.
If he gonna get Marvin Harrison, get the good old boy from Washington. What's his name? I can never pronounce that dude's name. Get him or get Neighbors.
The receiver. Okay, Neighbors. Okay. All right, let's can we talk about that right quick? We got a few minutes to talk about that. Let's talk about this right quick. Man. I know people were saying that Neighbors was supposed to get the Blending-Cough Award, and I think so too. If you go off based on stats, I thought he had a better year than Marvin Harrison. But when you're looking at from a talent standpoint,
it's not close.
I don't think Malik Neighbors could walk on the same grass with Marvin Harrison Jr. when it
No,
comes to talent.
nobody's. I don't think nobody argued that except somebody who just don't know football. I mean,
Yeah,
I tell obviously size, speed. His daddy is his receiver coach. His daddy was one of the best receivers we ever seen in our
yeah,
generation.
yeah.
And a lot of people don't talk about Marvin Harrison because he was so quiet. He
Right,
wasn't flashy like T.O. and Chad Johnson of that
right.
era, but he was like the best receiver of that era. He was a quiet assassin. I think that was his nickname, the quiet assassin. Like him and Peyton Manning put some numbers up, so he got his dad as a receiver coach, man. So I'm with you. Talent wise, of course, I would go, but I'm with you. Justin Fields just have not been in the best situation. Like at least like that's the difference between him and Bryce Young. Justin Fields looked like he could be successful in this league. He looks
I'm
like he
saying
belongs.
he didn't have flashes of moments, man. Like he
Yeah,
didn't have some big games and stuff like that, And I would definitely spend my number one pick on Marvin Harrison, and I think they got another one either 7 or 10.
they do.
Either
They got
I think it's 7 or 10. I don't remember, but I would probably go. I would probably boost up that O line a little bit.
absolutely. Why not? I would get him some weapons and get him some left tackle. I don't know what they really need, but maybe a left tackle, a center or something like that, just to get him protected, bro. Because if you give him some time, because we seen what he did at Ohio State. The
Right.
the brother can throw the football. That's not the problem. The brother can throw the football. That's not the problem when it comes to Justin Fields. I think a lot of people just abandon these mobile quarterbacks too soon because they have not found that system. Like,
And they
why
trying
not
to
do
use the narrative of a
Yeah,
black quarterback not supposed to be playing that position.
exactly.
I hate to say it like that, but that's what
No, I agree
that's
with
what it's
you.
coming to. They want to use that as an excuse. I hear people talk about, oh, you need to go get Caleb Williams and stuff like that. Oh, Caleb Williams, they try to compare to Patrick Mahomes. Okay, now I ain't gonna lie, he nice now. Caleb Williams nice, but I would spend a number one pick on him though.
Shout out to Coach Fleet. Chicago has
Oh, they got
number
the number
one
9 pick.
pick. Shout out to Coach Fleet, man. Hey, no, dude, and if you remember, Houston was in the same position last year, and Houston got it right. They selected C.J. Stroud and they selected Will Anderson out of Alabama. Look how that has turned out. Like Will Anderson just didn't kill it this year, but he was productive.
Mm-hmm.
Will Anderson was productive this year. So look at what the Houston Texans did last year. They got their quarterback and they got their guy. Shout out to Coach Fleet. He was the number one. He was number one and number 9 pick, the Chicago Bears, man. So I don't know, man. I think Justin Fields, bro. I think they need to give him a chance because we seen what he did at Ohio State. He had like a C.J. Stroud type of career at Ohio State, and I think he just needs that system. He needs that guy that believes in him and can work around his skill set. I seen a lot of times he was under center. He's not that type of quarterback. Come on, man. Like do what he's good at. Put him in the shotgun, spread people out. Like college and NFL systems shouldn't be. It's not that big of. I mean, you can comment a little more on this, but I'm not saying it's not a difference. But why not do what they are good at?
See,
See what happened with Lamar Jackson.
that's the problem, man. You get these quarterbacks and you see what they successful at, but when you bring them, like when they go to the league and all that, you want to put them system that you're comfortable with, and when things don't pan out, then you call them a bust. Why not, like you said, just adjust to his strengths? It's some stuff you have to change up. Like you'll be a fool not to change the stuff up to their strengths. And I think with Bryce Young, he really should have almost took like a quote unquote like a red shirt year. I think he really need to sit back and see how the NFL, the speed of it is. Gotta look at it, bro. His first play for scrimmage was a sack. He didn't know where it was coming from, bro. Like,
Right.
And then Frank Wright, I think the scheme that he had, he's a good offensive coach too. But you got to take time to develop, man. They almost had like a brand new roster from scratch. The Panthers almost like an expansion team. Let's put it out there like that. They were trying to get players from everywhere, man, to try to fill in, man, the 53-man roster. And that's why it was a disaster. And then you don't have no structure in the organization. You got your owner in the skybox throwing drinks at fans, getting mad and stuff like that. Who does that?
Who does that? Jared Jones don't even do that.
That's what I'm saying. Jared Jones don't even do that. He'll probably just get mad and walk off somewhere, man.
Jared know better, first of all.
Yeah.
Jared know better than that. I don't like. Shout out to Boss Man. Boss Man said Caleb was nice with the system. Look what the backup did for USC. Now if Caleb goes wrong, the system goes to the wrong system, he won't be nobody. I mean, that's with anybody. I think if Drew Brees went to the wrong system, he would have been Drew Brees. If Drew Brees went to another organization outside of Sean Payton, I don't think Drew Brees would have been what he was. It was a match made in heaven, man.
Yeah.
I think Drew was a pretty good quarterback before he got to Sean Payton, but Sean Payton made him a great quarterback, and with that system he ran. So I think that's with anybody, man.
Caleb Williams can play in that system.
Shout out to Coach, man. He said Coach said everything right, man. That's why I have him on here, man. You know, I don't have him for no reason. I don't have no idiot on here talking about football. You know what I'm saying? I can just do that by myself. We already got one idiot. We don't need two idiots talking football, man. So shout out to Coach Mallett, man. But man,
I can see Caleb Williams in a system like Sean Payton. The scheme that he played, I can truly see that. I'm not saying that based off, the Russell Wilson situation, all that, but he could play somewhere like that. I think he could play in an offense like Kansas City. He could play in an offense like Detroit. I think Detroit got a really, really good scheme, and probably the Chargers offense too. It's a lot of teams he can't really. He could play in San Francisco. I can't see that they playing that scheme.
San Francisco, it would never happen though. Because I think Brock Purdy is enough to win them a championship, right? Mm-hmm. But I would love to see a lot of quarterbacks in it. I would love to see Jaden Daniels in San Francisco offense. If he somehow slides, if Jaden Daniels somehow slides to them, which is probably not gonna happen. But I still like Jaden over all these guys, bro. I don't know. Maybe it's my bias because I watched Jaden Daniels all year. But I like Jaden Daniels over all these guys in this. And I would not be surprised if Jaden Daniels ended up being the number one pick in the NFL draft. I think that's possible if a team likes him enough that want to trade up and get him. Because I don't think the Bears are going to go quarterback. Something's telling me that because the Bears are closer than what they realize, right? They're a lot closer.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Yeah, their defense is not terrible. It's not the best, but it's not terrible. Their quarterback is growing. They already got a couple pieces, DJ Moore. So if you get Marvin Harrison opposite of him, get it sure up the offensive line. I think you got a good situation. And
absolutely,
I think you got a good situation in Chicago, man. Shout out to the black quarterback. And I think Cam Newton said what he said for a reason. About the game managers and everything, because Cam is hell. Cam can go is a lot better than Bryce Young. The Panthers should have called Cam Newton. I think they did though. Didn't they call him back at one time? He came back for like a couple games.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah.
I don't know why they did. I don't know why they just didn't stick with him until they figured it out. That'd have been a good thing. He retired as a Carolina Panther. They should have stuck with Cam until they figured it out, man.
Yep.
I don't know, man. It can't be no worse than what they got now. But man, the news of the day, man. Derrick Henry retiring.
Huh?
Yes, this happened today. Derrick Henry announced his retirement today, bro. Derrick Henry. I'm positive, man. Derrick Henry. ESPN's reporting. Let's see. Let me go fact check.
Wait, hold on, boy. Let me go pour a drink. What? Now I know what he did. He announced. I know he's not coming back. I know he's a free agent after this year, and I know he wished the fans in Tennessee farewell. Thank you for the 8 years. He was saying it was a joy to play in front of you guys. But I didn't know about the retirement part.
Let me confirm, bro. If I'm not mistaken, I think he retired, bro. Let me go back to the news cycle here. Maybe I'm wrong. There, things fan. Oh, you know what? That is false. But the way he titled his speech, I thought he was retiring. Like the way he was saying to kids and all this, I'm thinking he about to go hang it up. But it said Derrick Henry thanks Titans fans as he heads into free agency. I do apologize.
What I'm about to say.
But you know what? I think I know what it is. I heard a reporter today mention that Derrick Henry was thinking about retiring, and I don't think it was for sure. But let me see if I can find. Let me see. I don't see anything talking about. But I did hear a reporter today mention retirement and Derrick Henry in the same sentence. So y'all do forgive me, but
you sure? You ain't been drinking, huh?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I thought about it. I almost went and trust that. This truck stop I made over here in Arkansas, yeah, and this Loves and Fort Smith, Arkansas ain't got no liquor up here.
Yeah.
The only law is we can't drink while we in the truck. So
yeah,
if I step outside the truck, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just letting y'all know, Loves, y'all got to handle y'all business. But I do apologize, man. Derrick Henry is not retiring officially yet. But I did hear, I heard a reporter to say that today, and that's what made me report it without kind of blindly, man. But let's go on because Derrick Henry will be continuing. But let's look at. But I do want to shed some light on Derrick Henry, bro. In 9 years, Derrick Henry has rushed for 9,500 yards, 90 touchdowns in 9 years. 90 that gotta be he gotta be on pace to break every running back touchdown record of. He gotta be on pace for it, man. Because most guys finish their career with not even with that. You know what I'm saying? He still got a lot left in his tank. This year, he was 1,100 yards and 12 touchdowns for the season this year. So, man, shout out to Derrick Henry, man. I'm sorry for reporting that wrong, man. He said, shout out to Boss Man, said, free agent. I hope he take a smaller cut to find a winning team. I think that's what he probably gonna do. Where you see Derrick Henry at, man? Where's a good landing spot for Derrick?
You heard it here first. Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens.
They got J.K. Dobbins though.
But can he stay healthy? He been hurt the last 2 years.
Right about that. I would love to see that. If Lamar get Derrick Henry, bro, it's gonna be over with. It's gonna be over with because they probably gonna rush for 300 yards a game.
Mm-hmm.
And that might not be an exaggeration, bro. Like if they wanted to rush for 300 yards a game, they could. Like they absolutely could with Lamar and Derrick. Because Derrick can give you 100 yards in his sleep,
right?
And Lamar can add about 100 himself. And I ain't gonna lie, 300 might be a lot, but 200 yards a game rushing would not be out of the norm for if they bring Derrick Henry. I would think of a team, maybe like I don't know. I think Seattle. I think he'd be good in Seattle for some reason.
I can see that.
Like I can see that. I think they
him
had
and
that.
Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, I think he'd be good because he's going to need a guy. He can't be the bear cow anymore. He's getting to the back end of his career. He's gonna need a 1-2 punch. Even the Atlanta Falcons would be intriguing to me. I hate to say that, but they're in our division. But he's gonna need a 1-2 punch. Maybe him and Algier or Bijan. Probably him and Bijan Robinson. That 1-2 punch would be ridiculous. It would be ridiculous. I would love to see him have a 1-2 punch. It's exactly what I was thinking. J.K. Mid, man. Come on, man. I like J.K. Dobbins. They said J.K. Mid, man. I like J.K. Dobbins. But like I said, Saints, Buccaneers clinched the NFC South, man. No surprise. I mean, I didn't have any faith in the Carolina Panthers going into this game. I thought they probably should have started Andy Dalton just to give Bryce Young a break from all that harassment he's been in under this season. But I don't know, man. I just had no faith. I already told you, Bryce Young threw for what was that? 94 yards.
94 yards, bro.
94 yards, man. That's crazy to me. In the NFL, you paying that guy to go out there and throw 94 yards. I'm telling you, I could accidentally did that. I'm being honest with you. Like I would have just like if you put me in an NFL game right now, cuz it's not me tooting my own horn. I can throw that thing a little bit. I know I can get you 94 yards. Like maybe 150 a game.
Yeah.
If you give me some easy throws, some slants, if I can call the plays and pick what route I want the receivers to run, I can give you 94 yards, man. Like I just think Bryce Young is playing as I hate to say it, he just look like he just a boy amongst men, man. I hate to, but it's a problem when Baker Mayfield is the best quarterback in the division. Okay, Baker Mayfield is the best quarterback in the NFC South right now, and that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this, man. We're gonna get into this a little bit, but Derek Carr has played better the last couple games. So, what are the Buccaneers' chances? Do you think the Buccaneers even got a chance to make it out of the first round?
Who they got in the wild card?
I don't know. I don't think it's official yet. Is it official? I mean, let me see.
I don't think I haven't seen anything yet.
I haven't seen anything on my end either, but I don't care who they play. I don't think they're gonna beat them because Baker Mayfield's highs is his highs, but his lows is very low. Like
the Eagles.
He can go out there. Oh no. and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of glad the Saints didn't get it. If I know the Saints have to play the Eagles, I'd be like, okay, let the Buccaneers have it. You know what I'm saying? Let us go ahead and go home, get that get our little number 14 draft pick or whatever we're gonna have. You know what I'm saying? Like just you know what I'm saying? For the sake of disappointment, I'm glad we didn't get the Eagles. That's a bad draw. And I mentioned, I said, whoever loses the NFC East was gonna play probably the NFC South. And I knew we was either had to play the Cowboys or the Eagles because they've been flip flopping all year. Both were bad matchups for the Saints, man.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If the Buccaneers do beat the Eagles, I wouldn't be surprised. Now let's
It
go
was
back. Let's go back to what we were talking about 30 minutes ago. We talked about culture, right? I think Sirianni had lost the Eagles team, dog. I think it's just too much going on. How you that talented? They easily had on paper they got the best offense and defense in the league, and you down 24-0 to the Giants. That was today. Like that happened today. Then you got reports talking about Jalen Hurts doing his own thing. Nobody don't want to play with AJ Brown, but it all starts up top, right? So if the Buccaneers beat them, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Based on how the Eagles played today. Did you get a chance to watch that game?
I didn't get a chance, but I'm looking at this. But I see Jalen Hurts didn't play today.
He did play. He got hurt. His middle finger.
Oh.
Yeah, his middle finger.
Is it bad? Is it like
it was bad?
Is it like he's not gonna play next week type of bad?
Well, they didn't say that, but his finger was bent bad. It wasn't like it was broke.
Throwing hand?
Yeah.
Oh, it's over with. He's not gonna be. He's not gonna be for next week.
Yeah.
They got to shoot him with horse tranquilizer or something.
Yep.
Ain't no way he gonna play. Shout out to boss man Baker, nice, just an underdog. Baker, all right, man. Baker has had some up and down moments, man. But even with Marcus Mariota, their backup quarter, which is not a bad second option to be honest.
Right.
It's not a bad. I always thought he got like a short end of the stick too.
Yes, indeed.
I feel like he one of them quarterbacks. If a system was designed around him like Lamar was, like he was a nice player at Oregon, bro. I thought Marcus Mariota might actually have more success than Jameis in the league.
Oh,
they came
yes,
in that
indeed.
same draft class, and I think Marcus Mariota never got his props either, man. And did you hear anything? Did you hear about the Eagles? Maybe did you hear about Devontae Smith? Maybe this being his last year in Philadelphia. Have you heard anything about that?
I didn't hear that.
I've been hearing some talks that Devontae Smith might be out of Philadelphia next year.
Really?
Yeah. I've heard some talk. I'm hearing some talk about that because I think he in his last year of that rookie contract. And I don't think they're gonna be able to bring him and Brown back.
I would keep Devontae Smith and get rid of AJ Brown.
Oh, absolutely, because I mean AJ is kind of on the back end of his career a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, I'll keep. I mean, this is some bias coming to play, but absolutely, I would keep. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, right. I would keep Devontae Smith. This is from a complete bias standpoint. I think AJ Brown is right now probably the better receiver out of it, but Devontae got more upside. I think Devontae got more longevity. Just the way he carries himself. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let's talk about the Saints, man. Saints rout the Falcons, man. Did you get a chance to watch the game today?
I did. Hold on.
Shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now, man. This has been probably the most successful live we had so far. It has had people in this live the entirety of the live. We are going 2.5 hours right now, man. Shout out to everybody that's watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, known now as X, and on Instagram. This is our 3rd week streaming on Instagram. I finally figured out how to stream on Instagram, man. So shout out all my Instagram followers out there. We talking the Saints routing the Falcons 48-17, man. What did you think about the Saints today, man?
Nah, they look good, honestly. I ain't gonna say a lot. Like they look real good, man. It's just hell. I wish they'd have done it early in the season,
right?
I think what bit them in the behind is when they had lost to the Packers early in the season.
Yes, that was a loss that we shouldn't have lost. We shouldn't have lost that game. We shouldn't have lost. Who was another game? That first Falcons loss. We shouldn't have lost that first Falcons loss. That was a killer because we outplayed them that whole game, and it just came down to Derek Carr throwing that bad interception. It was just, I don't know, like Derek Carr and Baker Mayfield reminds me of each other a little bit. It's like their highs is very high, their lows is very low. There's no in between with them. Like if Derek Carr had any type of consistency this year, he'd have been okay. I mean, because look at his stats for the year. If you didn't watch Derek Carr play this year and you just looked at his stats, you would think he had a pretty good season. Like 3,800 yards,
25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Not bad, right? Not great, but not bad. Like, I take it. Like, if I didn't watch the Saints play this year, and you just told me the Saints finished 9-8, Derek Carr threw for 25 touchdowns, 3,800 yards, and I would have took that. But some of those touchdowns, some of those stats are kind of like garbage numbers, right? It's kind of like when the Saints was down, he started throwing the ball a lot. Kind of made some meaningless touchdowns. But to be fair to Derek Carr, the last 2 or 3 games, he has looked significantly better. So, do you think going into the offseason, do you think the Saints are headed in a better direction? Do you think it can work?
With Derek Carr at quarterback?
Yeah.
Man, it really depends on. Look, chemistry's big, man. It really depends on Michael Thomas. I think the Saints need to go ahead and cut ties with Michael Thomas, man. I hate to say it, because all of this, him being injured, he's saying he was injured, missing games and all that, but all that shit ain't start happening until he got paid, bro. And then he went on a decline after that. Cause, bro, we got to remember, man, we was with Breeze, man, bro. He was averaging like what 130, 130, like 125, 130 catches almost a season, man.
Yeah.
And I hate. I don't know, man. Can it work? Yeah, because Saints really got some unproven receivers. And I know maybe it might have been a lot of on Carr plate this year. Maybe with the expectations. Maybe, he think he get paid all his money. He need to come through and deliver and stuff like that. I would say this was a fail season for him. It was mediocre, at best. Because I felt like Dennis Allen really didn't have a grip on his team. So I think it is going to be critical for him going into next year. And I was surprised that he restructured his contract. I was very surprised when I got that alert that he's willing to restructure his contract.
Now, I heard from some sources about the contract. I'm not that big on contracts. I'm not the guy. I ain't never had an NFL contract. If I did, trust me, I wouldn't be in a semi truck going live right now. But I've heard, like, even with Michael Thomas, like, when they restructure those contracts, it's actually binding the team to them a little longer. So I heard if the Saints couldn't cut Michael Thomas even if they wanted to. I heard that from somebody on a podcast I was watching. The Saints can't cut Michael Thomas if they wanted to because he's still going to be on the books no matter what. So they're going to have to pay him for the next 3 years no matter what. It's the same thing with Derek Carr. I don't think they're going to restructure his contract because unless Derek Carr comes out next year and plays like just fantastic, I think they would do it then. But from what I'm hearing from some sources is that, like, whenever they restructure their contract, they're not taking less money. They just moving the money to further years down the road.
Right.
So it's not like they really getting a deal. They might get a deal for this year, but only way I say you restructure Derek Carr's contract, do you believe in this team that's coming back? Like, do you believe if Derek Carr take less money and we can get a couple more weapons, will we be a Super Bowl team? Now I'm gonna tell you who impressed me today was A.T. Perry.
Correct. Yeah, Perry, he did. He went off today.
A.T. Perry reminds me of a young Marcus Coaston. Like, they almost have the same body type. He might be a little bit more agile, a little shorter though. But A.T. Perry has been. I brought his name up a couple times this year, bro. I think he can do everything Michael Thomas can do, and maybe more. I think he can stretch the field a little bit better than what Michael Thomas can. I like A.T. Perry, and from my understanding, I think Michael Thomas is pretty much on the back end of this. I think his playing time might go down. They might just straight out cut him, but why cut him and at least get something out of him? Shout out to Boss Man. He said, give him next year, he gonna have Drew Brees' numbers. Look, Marco, I've been putting your comments on the screen all day long. Bro. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the support, but come on, man. I don't want you to put Drew Brees and Derek Carr in the same sentence ever again in life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Derek Carr ain't touched nearly the amount of success that Drew Brees. Sometimes Derek Carr can't hit the red side of a ball. You talking about Drew Brees, the most accurate quarterback in NFL history, bro. I'm sorry. Derek Carr and Drew Brees, do not put them in the same type of category. you know what? I hope he had Drew Brees type of numbers. For the sake of my Sundays and my mental health, I hope Derek Carr can have Drew Brees type of numbers. But I don't see it, bro. You reach with that one. I left the comment on the screen for a while so everybody can see what you said. You know what I'm saying? Come on now, Marco. You know what I'm saying, boss man. Come on, bro. I appreciate the support now, man. But you getting out there a little bit. Give him next year. He gonna have Drew Brees numbers. I would love to see it. I would love to see it, man. If Derek Carr go out there and give us some Drew Brees number, we going to the Super Bowl. We going to the Super Bowl. Yeah, you know, I know you laughing at yourself right now. You trying to get a reaction out of me now. You trying to get a reaction out of me now, man. Come on now. Talk about some Derek Carr and Drew Brees in the same sentence. Come on, man. Come on, man. But Derek Carr did throw 4 touchdowns today, man. He looked better. Hey, man, shout out to Coach Maryland. Coach Maryland got that mic over there. Let me put Coach Maryland on full screen over there. Don't y'all check it out. Coach Maryland got the mic over there, man.
Yeah,
Let me put
man.
it on the screen. Shout out to Coach Maryland, man.
My boy Mon had put me on. You know, my wife,
hey, that's
she
better
went,
than the one
she
I
bought it
got.
for me. Yeah, she bought it for me for Christmas. I was surprised she got it for me, honestly. So
no, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's
man.
A good one, bro.
So
I ain't gonna lie to you.
the same day she got matter of fact, she bought it for me for Christmas. As soon as I got it, I came right up here and I hooked it up.
Yeah, man. Hey, you feel official, don't you? You feel official now, don't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Get ready for them hot takes, man.
Yeah.
But, bro, the story of the day. Arthur Smith had words for Dennis Allen after the late touchdown by Jameis Winston and Jamal Williams. Bro, listen to me. So, this was a very strange sequence of events to me because, if I'm not mistaken, Tyrann Mathieu had a pick six. It looked like it was a pick six. I'm not so sure why. It looked like he could have scored. I don't know if he was trying to run the clock out. I don't know if he was kind of lollygagging. I don't know if he was lollygagging and got caught at the end. Like what? I don't know what was going on that play with Tyrann Mathieu. Tyrann Mathieu looked like he could have easily housed that play, that pick he had. And some type of way the guy catches him at the 1 yard line. I think he was fooling around, bro. So Jameis gets into the game, and everybody, they in victory formation, right? I'm like, okay, they in victory formation, we about to end the game. But I ain't gonna lie to you, that kind of ruins your red zone efficiency when you take a knee on the one. And on Madden, I'm going for it every time. Yeah. I'm not about to ruin my red zone percentage just to make you feel good. That's me personally when I'm playing Madden. You know what I'm saying? Make you feel better about yourself. Right. This is the NFL, man. Number one. And I think Arthur Smith was being a little B when it came to that because, bro, this is the NFL. Everybody's getting paid to do a job. Why is your feelings in this? If they got down there on the 1 yard line and decided to score, well, you got to stop it. You getting paid millions of dollars to stop them. That's my opinion on it now. But it was weird. It was weird to me that Tyrann Mathieu just didn't house the ball in the first place. Like, why not go and get why, I'm pretty sure you had some type of incentive in your contract. Like, why not go ahead and get that touchdown? That was a little strange, man. But Jameis being Jameis, the ultimate teammate. Jameis Winston is the same guy that was suspended in college. I would never forget this in my sports life. Jameis Winston at Florida State was suspended by Jimbo Fisher. Jameis came out there like it was the Super Bowl or something, dressed in full Florida State gear.
I remember that.
People don't talk about that enough. That was like one of the craziest moments in sports to me.
I remember that.
Jameis came out there like it was Remember the Titans or something. You know what I'm saying? Like Coach Boone had just suspended him, and he gonna go out there and try to prove a point. You know what I'm saying? Like Jameis Winston, bro, is a character, bro. Number one, and I like the I don't give a ish about Jameis Winston getting his teammate Jamal Williams. Like we all had a situation. I'm pretty sure you had this in coaching to where maybe a senior didn't play all year, and you wanted to get him out there on the field to score his only touchdown.
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
pretty sure you've been exactly. So it was that type of moment. So I don't understand why Arthur Smith reacted the way he reacted. Dude, you're not going to the playoffs. The Saints not going. Why not have a little fun? Like, first of all, you're probably gonna be out of here. Number one, so you shouldn't be caring that much. And then it's the NFL, bro. It's not like this is Little League football where you're trying to not hurt the kids' feelings. Man, y'all getting paid millions of dollars to stop them from scoring a touchdown, and you didn't do it, and you mad at Dennis Allen. What's your take on that?
All right, okay. You send you send victory formation out, okay, and it's supposed to be. I mean, all you're supposed to do is just kneel the ball, and that was it, and the game been over with. But they went up there, they changed the play. Now you got players changing the play. If Sean Payton was there, it'll never happen. I'm sorry. That's when we
Sean
go
Payton
back
would
to
have lost it.
culture.
Sean Payton would have
That's what I'm
lost
saying. That's why I'm saying Dennis Allen has completely lost that team because you got James. Look, James Winston. I would love to meet him one day in person and just
Me
sit
too.
there and just talk. I would love to meet him because he's a people's person.
I would love to
Bro,
get him on the podcast.
well, when
I think he'll do it too.
when I saw him do that, bro, I lost it. And I was just laughing. And I was like, bro, I know this dude just didn't do that. And then you look at the camera, Dennis Allen was just looking like he was just stunned that he did it. Maybe Jameis Winston probably did it because he know he ain't coming back to New Orleans. So basically he kept. But then if you look at the post game, I don't know if you got a chance to see Jameis Winston his comments. Jameis Winston was like, look, how he said it, he was just like, yeah, man, all the players we had wanted to get, Jamal a touchdown. Yeah, remember Jamal Williams had 17 touchdowns last year with Detroit. Y'all, he ain't have not one this year until what just happened. And I don't know, man. And then he said he went up to apologize to him. But I think Winston really didn't care, man. He was really trying to get Jamal Williams in the end zone. But that goes back to culture, dog.
It go back to culture, man. But let me shout out the comments. Shout out to James Ciparan, lollygagging. Yeah, lollygag. That's the word of the day right there. Like Tyrann Mathieu was lollygag. I don't know what he was doing. This should have never been a topic of conversation because Tyrann Mathieu should have housed it. He should have housed it, and this shouldn't be a conversation. Shout out to Houston, man. I went to school with Houston, man. This is my first comment from Twitter, formerly known as X. Houston, let's clap it up for Houston, man. Shout out to my boy Houston, man. Job on the line. Yes, I think you're talking about Dennis Allen. Job is on the line. This is my first comment from Twitter, man. Shout out to my boy Houston. He said, damn, man, this setup is actually fire. Man, look, I appreciate that, bro. And look, it's only gonna get better, man. Once I get in studio, bro, tune in every week. That's every Sunday at 7 p.m. Houston, bro. Every Sunday you can find me on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, and on Instagram, bro. It's gonna get better, trust me. Coach Maryland got that mic set up now, so we get serious about this thing. At first, we were just over here trying to figure something out, but Coach Maryland got that mic now, so it's up from here. Shout out to Jamie once again, man. She said, I ain't mad at what happened. They don't have any faith in DA, Dennis Allen. Hey, look, I agree. Like, I just don't like some of the things I heard the players say this year in interviews have been mind blowing. Like, I've never seen this type of. I've never seen players come out and just publicly criticize their coach and quarterback like that. Like, it might not be directly. It might not be like it'll be indirect. So what I mean by that, like a couple times, Alvin Kamara would be like, "Well, it ain't a problem with the players. All the players are united. All the players are on one page." So what is that telling you? Like, you read in between the lines. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've heard things like that all year. I seen Michael Thomas go on Twitter and say that Derek Carr was wrong, or like it's been a lot of subliminal messages. I'm so glad I said that right. I can't say that 3 times in a row, I guarantee you. But it's been a lot of those messages that you have seen this year, like with the players. So I think Dennis Allen has lost his team, man.
Oh, yes, indeed.
I'm with you on that. That's why it's mind blowing that the Saints would bring him back. Because once you lose the team, they would have to bring in a totally new roster. I mean, almost an overhaul, right? They would have to do almost a roster overhaul in order for that to be lost, right? You have to get rid of some of the main players on this team in order for this to be a new direction going with Dennis Allen. But Dennis Allen has been with the Saints probably since 2015, so he's not a new character. So I just wonder how long has this been going on with DA. So going into next year, bro, like, what do you see us going with this thing, man? Like, Derek Carr has played a little better. If Derek Carr would have played the way he played today, the majority of the season, we probably talking about like a 12 and 6 football, and 12. It would actually be 12 and 5 football team. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
What do you think about things going? Like, is Dennis Allen the answer, bro?
No. No, and look, and then you know what made it even look softer? Like he tried to be soft and apologize for scoring. Like I was like, bro, that was like I didn't respect that, man. I didn't respect that from him. Try to apologize. Don't apologize for your actions. Just be a man.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. Like I said before you came here, I would have liked to see Dennis Allen just go ahead and punch on him. I would have liked to see Dennis Allen go ahead and punch on him. That would have sent a message to the. Don't get me wrong. Now you probably been fined and probably suspended, but that would have sent a message to that team. Like our coaches 10 toes down behind us. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have liked to seen him. Like not like he. You know what? I'll take that back. He didn't have to punch on the man, but at least get in his face. Like, hey man, hey man, hey, at least do some pushing or something. You know, like I would have liked to seen that from DA, bro, because that would have shown his players that he got their back no matter what.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I didn't see too much wrong with it because it's the end of the year. Williams hadn't really been that productive all season. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't see the problem. Like if I was a coach on the other side, I'm like, you know what? I wasn't prepared. I didn't stop it. So it's my fault. It's my fault that the team put up 48 points against us today. It's my fault that we only scored 17 points. I feel like it's got too soft. I would love to see them throw blows right there. I have said on Twitter many times, I want to see the NFL get like hockey. I want to see us let them fight sometime. I want to see it. Let people get stuff off their chest sometime in football. This is a gladiator sport, man. We're trying to make it into a pillow fight. It's going to turn into pillow fighting after a while, man. Let them get it off their chest. Man, shout out to Houston. He said first year finished 9-8. DA isn't bad. He not bad, but he not. I would say this. He can call a great defense. He's a great defensive coordinator. I'm not so sure he's a great head guy. Let's go to James. James said Dennis Allen does not fit the culture that we've come to know as Saints fans. We need a fiery coach. We need that in Louisiana. I don't think people understand how we operate down here, man. That's why I was kind of nervous about Brian Kelly at LSU, because our guys they just I don't know I would say our fan base, because not all the Saints players are from Louisiana, right? But our fan base needs that. That's why Sean Payton was the perfect guy. I think Sean Payton probably would have bumped chests a little bit with Arthur Smith. I'm being honest with you. I don't know. I don't think he would have fought him, but he would have bumped the chest with Arthur Smith a little bit. I don't respect that apology either, especially Atlanta is our arch rivalry.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like
I
that was
wanted
so
to see some of this. Bro. Like, you know what? Come stop me. You know what I'm saying? You gotta show me you can stop me. But Dennis Allen go apologizing. That's the thing about Dennis Allen that I don't like. I don't think he's not a great leader. Too many times this year, I've seen him make excuses for Derek Carr in the offense. Instead of taking accountability and saying it's just as bad, a lot of times he don't take accountability. DA is just another Orgeron for LSU. I like that comparison. But I don't think at least Orgeron had some fire. At least Orgeron had charisma. I don't think Orgeron necessarily lost that team though. But I can kind of see where you're going with that. Orgeron was a defensive guy. I kind of see where you're going. Shout out to Houston, man. Houston has sent me one of my the first comment from Twitter. This is I stopped going live on Twitter for a while, but I'm glad you tuned in, man. You inspired me to keep broadcasting on Twitter, man. So shout out to you. I'm with you, Jamie. Let them fight. I would pay money to see a football league where they let the players fight like hockey. Just have like a 5-minute penalty thing where you got to put them in a cage or something, separate them, let them calm down, and let them come back to the field. I would pay money to see that. It would be box office.
I'm scared of that, cuz.
It would be box. I'm not saying doing it in high school.
Well,
high school probably not a good place to do it.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about NFL. You get the 2 wrong ones, then next thing you know, but they be out there spraying guns out there after the game and all that. I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, they don't do it in hockey. Anybody gets shot after the game in hockey. Now we is dealing with 2 different demographics. I understand. You know what I'm saying? I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right.
You know, we're dealing with 2 different demographics. Let's be honest, but I think it would be box office. I think what The Rock should do, I think they should try it in the SS. Actually, they call it something else now. It's not the SFL. The SFL and somebody merged.
The UFL. They merged.
The UFL.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see them try that in the UFL first and see how it goes. Like, just let them fight. Like, if somebody got a problem, like, Like CJ Gardner Johnson would be perfect for this experiment because he the one always, and that's one guy we should never trade away. I think they took the soul of the team and they traded him away. I thought they should just give that man the money and live with it and made some moves around it. But I think he'd be a perfect guy for that. He should be the poster guy for that. CJ Gardner Johnson should be the poster guy for letting them fight in the NFL. I'm with Jamie. Let them fight, and it will be box office. I will watch it every Sunday. Now pride is strong. They can't let it go. You might be right, but we is different with two different demographics when we talking about hockey and NFL football. One is 70% black. The other one is probably 99% white. He got one brother that was over there balling in hockey. I can't think of his name right now. But he got a couple of brothers in the NHL. So shout out to the brothers. They need to bring it to the South. I would love to see them bring hockey to the South and see more brothers. I think we'll be good at it. You know what I'm saying? Something just telling me we'll be pretty good at it. XFL. Yeah, the SFL, but I think the XFL and the AFL, I think, merged, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think they merged, yeah.
I think that's what happened. So the fans was the ones fought every game. The fans was the ones fought every game. Yeah, I seen some fights in the stands before. I seen that a couple times, but I want to see
every year when Atlanta and the Saints play.
Yeah,
somebody always fighting.
Yeah, we got some real beef with Atlanta. I posted on Facebook. There's 3 teams I would never root for. One is the Ponchatoula Green Wave. I'm a Hammer High guy. I would never root for Ponchatoula. I would never root for Alabama, and I would never root for the Atlanta Falcons. That's the 3 teams that would never get my support. All right, so I understand the rivalries and everything because I remember my senior. I'm gonna give a story. My junior year, I played for Hammer High. I knew we didn't have a good chance of beating them that year because it was either how did it go? I think if we beat them, we get in the playoffs, and if they beat us, we was going to the playoffs. Well, things had got they got a little lead on us. So after they got a little lead on us, I know we were gonna win that game. I was picking the fight the rest of the game. I was trying to start a brawl to get them eliminated from the playoffs. So that's the type of player I am. You know what I'm saying? If we ain't going, ain't nobody going. So that's how much I hate Ponchatoula. I did not want to see them in the playoffs. Well, shout out to the SFL and the USL merged to be the UFL. That's what it was. Yeah, that's right. I appreciate that, James. I appreciate you coming with that fact. But shout out to the Rock. But I would love to see that. I would love to see some fighting go on in football. Man, I can't go to a game with you. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. When I go to football games, I'm a different person. I'm a pretty good guy Monday through Thursday. I'm a pretty good guy. Monday through Thursday, I'm a pretty good guy. Friday nights, if I go out there Hammer High, you might see a different guy. If I go to the LSU game on Saturday, you might see a different guy. If I go to the Saints game, you might see a different guy. Monday through Thursday, I'm a pretty good human being, man. Now on the weekends, when football season come in, ain't no telling. and I would say 8 o'clock to about 12 o'clock on Sunday. I might be at church. I'm gonna be humble for the Lord. But after that, the Saints come on at 12. Pastor better be done preaching. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is, man. You might not want to go to the game with me. I get pretty crunk at them games. And Houston, what you remember, man? What you remember about? What you laughing about that you remember? Because he went to high school with me, man. We hated Ponchatoula, man. I don't like Ponchatoula, man. I think he was even on the football team. Well, I think he was on the football team, if I'm not mistaken. But I was trying to start a fight that whole game, man. I knew we were gonna win that game, so why not take your rival out in the process? But shout out to everybody that's on the line right now, man. I'm gonna go ahead and say, bro, this has been my most successful live yet. I think we've gotten the most comments and the most people consistently watching. And I do appreciate y'all. I truly appreciate the comments and I appreciate the support, man. Houston, I do appreciate you, man. I do appreciate this comment. Said, damn, man, this is actually a fire setup. Bro, I appreciate that, man. Any I invite criticism as well, y'all, man. If there's anything y'all see I can get better at, let me know, man. But we're gonna keep making this. I'm gonna get it better. I promise you I'm gonna get it better for y'all, bro. I appreciate the support, man. I appreciate the support from Twitter, now known as X. This is my first time getting a comment from X, man. It's working pretty good tonight. The comments are coming in. I got some more comments. The grind. Somebody got to take Stephen A. Let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something. I'm coming from Stephen A. Smith.
Oh man.
I'm coming for Stephen A. We coming for Stephen A. and Shannon Sharp, okay? We coming for Stephen A. and Shannon Sharp.
Bro, that is
I'm
my favorite podcast to date. Is Club Shay Shay.
Club
Well,
Shay.
no, Nightcap with Ocho and them, dog.
I haven't watched that one. Like,
oh, it's good, bro. You all listen to it. It's real good.
It's too much because like I watch both of them on ESPN. I watch Shannon on ESPN. I watch Club Shay Shay. It's like I can't get. It's a lot of Shannon right now for me, man. I got to catch up to the Nightcap.
Yeah, Nightcap good.
I'm a big fan of Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Man, I can honestly say though, Stephen A. Bro, I don't agree with Stephen A. probably 90% of the time, but what he has done for like sports media, especially as a black man, bro, I gotta give my flowers to Stephen A. Bro.
Oh, absolutely.
Right, we all take something from Stephen A. Like my energy sometimes can mimic Stephen A.'s energy. You know what I'm saying? Because I see that he has been successful in this field, right? So I don't agree with nothing Stephen A. says most of the time. I'm just being honest with you, but I respect him. Now I'm more on the lines of Shannon Sharp. I'm probably more similar to Shannon Sharp ideology and the way he think. But let's give Stephen A. his credit, but he's a trailblazer, man. I honestly think this is me being honest. I feel like Stephen A., Shannon Sharp, and Ryan Clark can form their own network right now and outdo anything ESPN is doing. I would watch them three dudes all day long. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they can form their own network and really outdo anything that ESPN has got because they are the only thing ESPN got going for themselves right now. If you want to be honest with me, like ESPN is not as great as it used to be. I used to watch ESPN from some. I hope this video don't get flagged for this. It probably will. I think you can't really talk bad about them like that. Believe it or not, bro, these algorithms are something else, bro. These algorithms, you will be surprised some of the stuff that I got flagged for. You know what I'm saying? For saying on my platform. But I got to call the ace of spade a spade. Cat Williams kind of inspired me today to just tell the absolute truth, no matter how anybody feels about it. Bro, did you see that Cat Williams interview at all?
Hey, bro, he he was real on a lot of stuff. You know, I ain't gonna sit here and lie, bro. I think it was what 2 hours and
2.5 hours.
Yeah, it was something like that. I said, hey, listen to it, bro. He was spitting some facts out there, bro. And what he said, 2024, he was just like the year of the truth. You know, the truth will set you free. So we'll see, man.
And I think that's what it, bro. If you look at, I was telling my old lady, I said something's coming because it's like everything's being revealed right now, man. I think this is the year of revelation, and I don't mean that like in a biblical way because I don't want to say that I'm a prophet or anything. I'm prophesizing, but I think something's coming, bro. I don't want to get too deep into that. We can have another conversation about that, man. But I don't know, something's coming, man. But shout out to everybody in the comments right now. He said, "Coach, we got a question." Houston said, "Nah, too many energies. They would clash." I think he was talking about Stephen A., Ryan Clark, and Shannon Sharp. I think they humble enough for brothers to make it work. Because anytime Stephen A. can bring Shannon Sharp, because I feel like Shannon was going on a higher trajectory than what Stephen A. was. I think Stephen A. is kind of stagnant. He kind of is what he is. I think people kind of getting tired of his voice. If you ask me, I guess I'm speaking from my own perspective. But Shannon is fresh. He got charisma. He got something different about it. He could be authentically himself. He's one of the first black men I've seen on TV that can be authentically themselves and not really get backlash for that.
Right.
He's in a space, but Shannon Sharp is like the biggest. I think he won the number one personality in media this year. So, and I believe that from even from this time with Skip Bayless. You know what I'm saying? I know we kind of going, but this is sports related, but we can talk about anything on this platform, man. One of the things I'm gonna start doing is open up to more conversation. When I get more time, and I'm gonna try to start going live at least 3 times a week and start talking about other things outside of sports. But I think it can work because they humble. It's some humble brothers, man. Ryan Clark, a humble brother. Now Stephen A. might be the only problem. Like Stephen A. is kind of cocky at times, man. I think Stephen A. might be the only guy that can't make this work. But Coach, I got a question. Now tell me, Carr and Herbert, I'm guessing are they similar? Now, we had this argument earlier. He trying to compare Derek Carr to some elite quarterbacks in the NFL. And I'm trying to tell the man That Carr is what he is. He been in the league 10 years. Herbert might have been here 4 or 5. This might be his 4th year he going into next year. Boss man, bro, you made some outlandish statements on this platform today. At first, you had Breeze and Carr in the same sentence. I won't allow that on this platform. I won't allow you to put Breeze and Carr in the same sentence together. So, Coach, answer the question for Boss Man, bro.
Justin Herbert will have a better career than Derek Carr. I will build my franchise around Justin Herbert before I would with Derek Carr. Are they similar? Absolutely not. Because Justin Herbert could do more stuff with his legs. Derek Carr, he'll just stand there and just take the sack, or he'll get rid of the ball. But Justin Herbert, he'll make plays with his legs. Yeah, look at it, bro. Look what he did at Oregon, dog. Herbert was a dog, bro. That's another thing. People really don't talk about what he did in college, bro. He was a dog in college. That's why I was hoping Sean Payton would have just waited one more year and took the San Diego job. Yeah, that's why. That's what me and my cousins, we were talking. That's what we thought he was going, man. But to answer your question, bro, nah, Herbert, he better than Derek Carr, man.
Yeah, it's not even close, Marco, bro. I've been knowing Marco a long time, man. Like a little brother to me, bro. Listen to me, man. I don't know what you smoking over there. I want to know what you smoking over there, bro. Okay, Derek Carr. We got another question. Derek Carr is elite, but he has no support.
Good night. Good night.
Go. You know what, Houston? You know what, bro? I've been knowing you a long time too, my brother. No, I appreciate you being the first person on X. I can't stand saying. I'm gonna say Twitter. Can I say Twitter for y'all? X, it just don't come off your mouth right. It sound like you're talking about something that ain't supposed to be on TV. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Houston, listen to me. My brother in Christ. Listen to me. My brother in Christ, man. What elite trait does Derek Carr have? What have you seen this year that says Derek Carr is elite? And he has no support. What you mean he don't have support? He got some of the top playmakers in the league. Olave, 1,000-yard receiver every year. Rashid Shaheed, pretty good player, pretty good deep threat. Probably the best deep threat we had in years. I told you A.T. Perry is coming along. Michael Thomas been hurt. You had Jimmy Graham. You got Jawan Johnson. Do I need to go? Do I need to keep going? We had Alvin Kamara running back this year. What you mean you got no support? You got a top 10 defense. What? Come on, Houston, bro. Houston, we got a problem. Let's see. We got Marco laughing at me, man. Come on, let's go. Let's see what Marco talking about. Let's go. Somebody see what I see, man. I don't know what y'all need to go have lunch. Y'all need to go sit down and have a beer together. I want y'all to sit down and have a drink. And I want y'all to go through the career of Derek Carr, who's been in the NFL for 10 years. And I want y'all to go through the career of Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert has already had a better career than Derek Carr.
Oh, yes, indeed.
I don't think Derek Carr ever been to the playoffs. I don't think he has. Maybe 1 year. Ooh. At least Justin Herbert been to the playoffs.
Let me look that up. Let me see. That's a good question.
If he has, it was a first round exit because I don't remember him ever making a run in the playoffs. He might have got in and lost first round. It might have been a wild card at that. I don't think he ever won a division. I don't think he ever threw for over 25 touchdowns in the season.
They went to the wild card last year and lost to the Bengals.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Is that true? Because I remember they bench Carr in that season. I don't think they was playoff bound, was it? I would love to know that season. We got more than 1 year. What you mean you got more than 1 year? Tell me what you think he's talking about, Margo. Tom Brady never had legs, no deep threats, but he had support. See, y'all keep bringing in greatness into the conversation of average. You done named Tom Brady. I done heard Tom Brady, Drew Brees, and our boy over the Chargers, Justin Herbert, brought into this conversation with Derek Carr. Drew Brees and Tom Brady, probably 1A and 1B to me, greatest quarterbacks of all time. You got to give it to Tom because Tom got all them Super Bowls, right? You got to put Tom at number one probably. But Drew Brees is not too far, in my opinion now. I'm talking about just throwing the football. I'm talking about Drew Brees was the best thrower of the football ever. Ever. And it ain't even close. They can say Aaron Rodgers this, Aaron Rodgers that, but Drew had more consistent seasons than Aaron. He had way better consistency than Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? And y'all bringing up some greats in this conversation. And the mention of Derek Carr. Derek Carr has only went to the playoffs one time. Am I understand? Now correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all can look this up. Everybody that's on the live right now can look this up, bro. Let's see. We're gonna take a couple more comments, man. We're gonna get out of here. Cause I'm out of battery over here, bro. Carr got more than 1 year in the playoffs. Please send me
playoffs one time.
I'm trying to tell you because them Raiders teams was horrible when he was there. Those Raiders teams was horrible, bro.
Yeah, this was back in 2017. I'm sorry, it was 2017. They lost to the Texans 27-14.
And they lost to the Texans. I can't name a Texans quarterback for the last 10 years, bro, outside of CJ Stroud. So he didn't. It's not like he played Peyton Manning and lost in the playoffs. At that time, their quarterback probably was. I can't think of a Houston Texans quarterback. What was that guy they had? The guy with the long neck everybody made fun of. Can't
For
think
who?
Of his, the Texans last year. He was Sam. Was it Sam Howell?
No, Davis Mills.
Davis Mills.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me like Derek Carr lost to Davis Mills in the playoffs? I'm not sure if he was the quarterback when that happened, but Houston has never had a great quarterback. So I mean, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? But look, man, I appreciate everybody joining this live, man. This was our most successful live, bro. It's not even close because the whole time we had people in this room tonight, man. So I appreciate y'all, bro, on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, on Instagram. Shout out to everybody that's on Instagram right now, man. Shout out to y'all, bro. Shout out to everybody that's on Instagram right now. One more. This is gonna be our last comment from Houston, man. Defense is defense regardless of the quarterback. Peyton won. Houston? Have you watched football? Houston, you know what, Houston? My brother in Christ, man. Peyton Manning. I'm gonna just run it down. Now, I'm a football nut, and this is my era of football right here. I seen Peyton come in his rookie year all the way till he retired. Listen to me, man. Peyton Manning's only reason why Peyton Manning does not have the Super Bowls that Tom Brady had because he didn't have a defense most of those years. The 1 year where the defense played decent, he won a Super Bowl. And the other year they played decent, they met the Saints in the Super Bowl. And we know what happened then. The Saints was the better team. They had the better defense. The Saints defense was very turnover creative, and that's how the Saints won that game. But the Colts had a lead on us most of that game because of one, Peyton Manning, right? Most of those years, Dwight Freeney was the only thing they had on the defensive side of the ball, bro. Come on, man. Hey, this is a platform. This is a no BS platform. I'm letting you know right now. Me and this guy across from me know some football, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, come on, man. Defense is Peyton won off defense. I know, man. They had some horrible defenses in.
Yeah, the Colts would have had the worst defense in the league.
Yeah, if Peyton would have had the defenses that Tom Brady had, we talking about two different things. We talking about a different GOAT. And I still think, y'all, this is what I go off of. I go off of eye test. It don't matter who won the most championships. To me, that don't matter. It's about circumstances. It's about circumstances and all that. Dog, in my opinion, Peyton was the greatest quarterback I ever seen. Like I said, he just didn't have. If you want to talk about support, so Peyton Manning didn't have a support system on most of those years, bro. Like, and the 1 year he finally got past Tom, he won a Super Bowl. He beat the Bears in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So it was black coach against black coach, Tony Dungy and what's our boy name?
Lovie Smith.
Lovie Smith. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, I think he talking about Peyton reading the defense's plays. Like, I don't know. I hope he mean that. That'd be a better look, Houston. That'd be a better look for you if you met him reading the defensive plays. But Peyton didn't have a defense most of those years, bro. If he had an average defense, Peyton was gonna go to the Super Bowl every year. It's not even close because Peyton. I'm telling you, talking about field general, bro. field general, I think Peyton was the best, bro. I would go. Only reason why I put Tom at the top is because Tom got the rings. So, for the sake of argument, I put Tom one. Drew and Peyton, Drew Brees and Peyton Manning is like, it depends on the situation, which one I'm gonna pick. To be honest with you, it depends. Like Drew, if I needed a 2 minute Drew, I don't know though. But Peyton was just as great, bro. I don't know. I can't pick that. Who would you go with? Cause Drew Brees or Peyton?
In a 2-minute all?
Yeah.
You could go wrong with either one. I flip a coin.
Yeah.
But if I had to put my last dollar, if I had to put my last dollar, I'd probably go with Drew Brees because I know what Sean Payton want to do. I still believe Sean Payton one of the best offensive minds that came through the NFL. I say that to the day I die.
Anybody that debates that is not like a real connoisseur of football. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody that debates that, bro. I seen Sean Payton win games are just based off his game plan. I seen Sean Payton take Taysom Hill and win games with Taysom Hill. That quarterback can't throw a rock in the ocean. I seen this. Not that entire playoffs. Not that entire playoff. I wonder what you saying with that, Houston. You can't put Drew Brees. You can't put Drew over Peyton.
Yeah, you can't put him as an all-time great, but different situations, I probably take Drew Brees.
I would say, I think Drew was a little more. I think Drew was more accurate than Peyton though. Like if we talking about, I gotta put the ball in a place. 2 minutes. I think I go with Drew too because Drew gonna put that thing where it gotta be at. Like Peyton, if you look at Peyton Manning's balls, he didn't throw the best football. Like a lot of his balls was wobbly at times, but he did have placement though. So I would go Drew. But it depends on what area, what time in their career though. Like too, I would say it's gonna depend on what time in their career. Like older Drew Brees, I'm not gonna take older Drew Brees over prime Peyton Manning. So it'll be which era we talking about. To be honest with you, it'll be what era we talking about. Let's see. Tom winning his last ring. Tom Brady winning his last ring. You said 9, 10 times. I ain't gonna lie. What really made me a believer in Tom Brady, bro. What really made me a believer in Tom Brady is when he did switch when he did go to Tampa Bay and he won a championship. But to be honest, to be fair, Tampa Bay was loaded. I think Jameis Winston could have won a championship with that team had they surrounded Jameis the way they should. Like
absolutely. Yes, indeed.
Soon as Tom got there, they did everything that they should have did for Jameis Winston. You see what I'm saying? Like they went got Leonard Fournette, they went got Nutterback, they went got Gronk. Like if they would have sold out like that for Jameis Winston, Jameis could have did exactly the same thing.
Absolutely.
Bro. Derek on his way out, Saints not using him to train. Saints not using him to train the younger generation either. I mean, I guess if we draft a quarterback, I guess that would be. I don't think the Saints gonna do that though. I don't think they're gonna draft a quarterback in the first round. I don't think we'll have a high. Now, I think Drake might can fall to us, and that'd be an interesting consideration. You know, but the NFL is changing, bro. Like you gotta have a quarterback that can move. I'm not so sure about these quarterbacks that just stationary. I think that is over with. I think we'll never see another Tom Brady. I think we'll never see another Drew Brees or Peyton Manning. I don't think we're gonna see that type of quarterback no more. I think the lead is changing now, y'all. I don't think this is not the same. They got a game on right now.
Yeah, the Dolphins and Bills, but I was looking at the weather. They said it's supposed to get bad tomorrow.
I need to get somebody to cover my well. I gotta call my pops, man.
Yeah, he ain't doing that. Hey, Dre, I know you here on the line, bro. Go take care of that for mine right quick.
Yeah, man. Hey man, please go handle that well for me, man. He had to do it last year for me, man. He got down into the low digits.
For real?
Yeah, man. Last year I think it was last Christmas. It got like down to negative, bro. I think it was like negative 20. If not, it might not have been that cold, but it was cold.
Yeah,
it got to the negatives for sure, like last Christmas or something like that. And but Joe gonna let's see. We're gonna read a couple. We're gonna get out of here for real though. Yeah, I got 4%. Joe gonna be Peyton all over again.
Joe who? Oh, you talking about Joe Burrow?
Joe Burrow. Yeah, I like that comparison. I like that. I think he more remind me of Tom than Peyton though, because I think he got that. I don't know. He got that. He got something with him.
Yeah.
You know? He got something. I think. But I like Joe Burrow. I'm gonna tell you the new generation of quarterbacks that's gonna take over. Obviously, it's Joe Burrow. Patrick Mahomes is interesting to me right now. Can Patrick Mahomes get out of this slump? That's gonna be the key. If he come out next year with this same stuff, because I always thought this was gonna eventually catch up to Patrick Mahomes. All that running around, I thought eventually it was gonna catch up with him. It's looking like it's starting to catch up with him now. If they get some weapons around him, that might change things. But I think right now, obviously Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. I'm still gonna give it to Patrick Mahomes. Joe Burrow is second for me. Lamar Jackson will be third, maybe even second. Lamar Jackson, depending on how he finished this year. I think C.J. Stroud is right behind that. I think C.J. Stroud like the fourth best quarterback.
Wait, are you basing this off of this year? Like this year, or are you basing it just like overall?
I'm giving Patrick Mahomes the edge based off what he's done in the past.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
if I was going off of this year, Burrow was hurt this year. If I'm going off of this year, Lamar Jackson is number one. Okay. If I'm
Okay.
oh, by the way, we didn't talk about that. We didn't get a chance to talk about that last week, but I did talk about it last week on the platform. MVP, NFL MVP. Who you got? Are you going with Lamar, or how do you feel about the NFL MVP?
Lamar Jackson will be the MVP this year. Argue with your mama. Lamar Jackson will be the MVP this year.
I think it's settled already because in a year, bro, and this is what I would say. In a year, if I lose y'all, we're gonna join you next week. I'm gonna say this: we're gonna get y'all. Did I lose y'all? I didn't lose y'all. Okay, so I would say this: this has been a year where the quarterback position has not been great across the board.
I agree.
I think Jaden Daniels probably was the best quarterback in all of football this year. Just based off how he played, his stats, and I know it's college to the NFL, it's apples to oranges, right? But just the play has not been great this year. And in a year where Patrick Mahomes would have went off, I think Mahomes would have been a walkaway NFL MVP this year. But what Lamar has done this year has been impressive. He got the best record right now. So I think Lamar is the best quarterback right now. I'm telling you, if you want to base it off this year, I'm going with Lamar Jackson. C.J. Stroud is probably number 2 for me. And I'm talking about just based off of this year.
Well, I would go with Lamar, Dak Prescott, then C.J. Stroud.
I'm sorry. I forgot about Dak, and I gotta. Dak is probably 2 for me this year. And honestly, I would make a case that Dak deserves the MVP over Lamar. If you want to go stats like stats wise, we talking about statistics, and they did win the NFC East.
Correct.
So I would argue that that's the only person I would give it over Lamar, and that I think that might can happen because of the Cowboys and the influence they got in media. Now that's about the only person that can challenge him. But I think Josh Allen is right behind those two. I think I would put maybe Patrick Mahomes. Maybe it's like 4th this year, just based on how he played this year.
I think Stroud played better than Mahomes this year.
But you gotta give it to the OG, right? You know what I'm saying? Like if it's gonna be a debate there, you gotta give it to Patrick Mahomes, bro. Like 2 Super Bowls, like if you got like if it's up in the air like between CJ Stroud and Mahomes get the OG award. You gotta get that OG.
No, isn't it like off this year?
Yeah, but Patrick Mahomes' stats is not horrible this year either, though. Like,
I bet the Chiefs don't make it to the AFC Championship game.
They probably won't either. Like based off how they played this year, they probably won't.
Mm-hmm.
They probably won't make it. But I don't know. I always thought Lamar wouldn't be. I always thought Patrick Mahomes would not be able to sustain that the way he played. Because he can throw the ball on time, but I think he got too caught up in like doing that early on. Like when he had Tyreek Hill, when Kelsey was in his prime, when he had all those other guys. I think he got to find a way to get the ball out of his hands now, bro. That's my
Yep.
opinion. That's my opinion on it. But I'm gonna show some more comments, y'all, because I'm really about to run out of juice over here. Nah, Josh gonna be Tom. Josh Allen? Tom, I mean, you saying some crazy stuff. Nah, I ain't gonna entertain some of this stuff you said. Lamar, that was holding it down. I believe that too. They got film on Patrick Holmes, not CJ. I'm telling you, I'm telling y'all, them Harbaugh brothers gonna take it all. They gonna pat this down. That's not far fetched. I think they both can do that. I think Michigan could. I'm gonna rock with Washington tomorrow, bro. But I think that the Ravens got to, because the Ravens are playing the best complete football in the NFL. The NFL this year, bro, has been so weird. Like, it has not been no elite team out there, really. To be, I wouldn't be surprised I wouldn't be surprised if somebody like, I'm trying to think of a team that might be a surprise. Who is a sleeper that you got, Coach Mal, that might get, that nobody's really looking at right now? So I think one of those sleeper teams can get in there too. I just can't think of nobody right now. Maybe I wouldn't call the Cowboys a sleeper, but the Cowboys can definitely win it if they start playing good.
A good sleeper team, the Texans. I think
like
that'd be a real one,
especially in the AFC, because the AFC not really that tough to really.
right?
You know, Mahomes is down. Josh Allen might throw 3 interceptions. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good. I'm gonna tell you like this. The Houston Texans should be selling out to try to get more talent around CJ Stroud. They should trade their whole draft to try to get a big time receiver, maybe some more protection, whatever they need to do. But they close. The Houston Texans is close. Like maybe like next year close. Maybe even this year close. Because CJ Stroud is, I'm gonna be honest with you. I test, bro, I probably would put Stroud number 1. Just based off how I seen him throw the football, put it in places, the way he leads that team. Because without him, we seen what Houston is like without CJ Stroud.
Right.
And that's picking the number 1 pick. He went from the number 1 pick. Houston went from having the number 1 pick to the playoffs, to clinching a division. So my eye test made me want to put CJ Stroud number 1. I think CJ Stroud is the next great thing, bro.
Yep.
I think that's a great thing because I have not seen the quarterback throw the ball like that in a long, like since the Tom Brady's, the Peyton Manning's retired. He remind me of them. That's how high I am on CJ Stroud, dog. That's how all right. Josh gonna surprise. He gonna be Tom without the ring. Well, that ain't Tom Brady without the ring. That's Derek Carr. That's what that is. Without the rings, that's Derek Carr, baby. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I think about that, man. But look, bro, I gotta get out of here, y'all. Hey, look, I appreciate y'all joining once again, man. This is episode 16, which means we've been doing this for 4 months. And it don't seem like it's been that long, bro, but this is 4 months worth of episodes. And y'all, this chat has been buzzing the whole time since I've been going live, man. Look, man, y'all continue to support me, bro. I'm gonna continue to support y'all. I'm gonna put y'all up on the screen. If y'all want to come in here on screen, like me and Coach Maryland is right now, I will send you the link. Y'all act like y'all scared. I feel like y'all want to get this smoke. That's why y'all say crazy stuff in the comments. Y'all not. If y'all come on the screen, we can go word for word, toe for toe. But we'll say that for another time. Coach, look, man, I appreciate you joining me again, man.
Nah, bro, I appreciate you, bro. I enjoy it, man.
Hey, this is fun, bro. I would do this, man. Look, I ain't never got to get paid for it, but I would love for ESPN to come offer us a contract.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Man.
I think we're on out with Stephen A.
Yeah.
Ryan Clark.
Ain't no doubt.
Whoever, Marcus Spears. We coming for y'all boys, man. We coming for
Ain't
y'all
no doubt.
boys. Hey, I appreciate you though, cuz, man. I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna say my goodbyes to the people, man. We'll be back. Look, 7 p.m. next week. If you ain't got nothing going, man. We'll be back.
Be cool, man. Take Washington. If you are listening to this, if you're betting, take Washington in the points at +4.5. Y'all be cool. One love, man.
I'm gonna hold you accountable for it too. It's gonna be on you.
Yeah.
Hey, but I think we got it, man. Shout out to you, Coach.
All right, man. Y'all be cool.
All right, take it easy.
All right.
Take it easy, cuz. But look, man, I appreciate y'all joining for North of the Lake with your boy Money Mon. This was episode 16, man. I appreciate y'all joining me, man. I appreciate everybody for the comments. Shout out to Houston. Shout out to Boss Man Marco. Shout out to Jamie Sipperan. Shout out to everybody that was in this live tonight, man. Shout out to my boy Ross Lewis. Shout out to William Fleet, Coach William Fleet of Nyame Fitness, man. Shout out to everybody that's on Instagram. Shout out to our Nyame Fitness athletes. Shout out to everybody that's involved, man. Shout out to all my supporters. Please go like, share, subscribe on YouTube. Also hit that notification bell. That's NOTL Mon on YouTube, man. I appreciate y'all support. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Come back next week, every Sunday, 7 p.m. Shout out to my people on Instagram. Shout out to my people on X. Shout out to my people on YouTube. Shout out to you on Facebook. I'll see y'all next week, baby. Y'all have a good rest of y'all week. Tomorrow's Monday. Monday is a work day. Get to it. Do what you got to do for yourself and for your family. Man, shout out to my son, Blaze, man. My son, Blaze, is growing up. He is bad. He is bad, man. I love my little son, man. Shout out to my son, Blaze, y'all. Y'all have a good night, man.